everyone. It's Arlon.
Everybody is Naj.
Hey, it's Sam.
Hey, it's Robyn.
Hi guys, it's Vit, and I have the quote of the week. Just like me to crush on the girl with the most baggage.
Aw, it's Sam's favorite scene.
Wow. That's something. Love
Do you
this.
think
Very
anything
nice.
will ever replace that scene, Sam?
Wait, what?
Do you think
She
anything will ever replace that scene for you?
No.
Oh, I know. She loved that picture and that damn gate.
Doesn't she? Like every time I saw the picture, I remember saying,
Paige and Leo.
As you should.
I mean,
All right. So, Paige has already, been here and has witnessed our
mess.
craziness in
Golly.
person,
Craziness.
technically. But we're still going to have all of our guests introduce themselves just so everyone else knows who you are. So I don't know who wants to start. Go ahead.
Okay, what should I say? I don't know. It's just
You say your name, you know?
I'm Leah. I'm 18 and that's all. I don't know what to say, really.
That's good.
Okay, I'll go next, I guess. I'm Paige. I've been here before for the fanfiction one, also known as Whirlwind or Falling Snow.
Okay. I'm Fer Handoneskis, and that's it.
All right. And like 3 of our main hand-ins. Like,
Yeah.
you guys are definitely 3 of our main hand-ins on Twitter. We have a good solid group of hand-ins on Twitter.
Yep.
We love to see it.
All right. And so so today's episode is about plot holes, which I know Naj and I have been waiting for because we complain about plot holes
every time.
week. So between her and I, we have probably filled up like 2 pages on the docs. And Fer, I know you said you had like 30 plot holes.
Oh yeah,
God.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is going to be quite the episode.
It's gonna be long.
And plus,
Yeah.
we're like writing about each of them, so like this shit might be a long,
You know how because we go off on tangents too. Like we're never just like, plot hole, plot hole. We're just like tangent, plot hole, something else, plot hole.
Take a drink every time someone changes the way
Okay.
for you to talk about Handy.
Oh my god,
And
if
the
this was a
drinking
drinking game, that's right. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Golly, okay. Like this is like already 24 plots. I mean, like plot holes, right? Okay.
Okay.
7-hour
Gonna be a
podcast.
long one.
All right. Well, since mine's is listed first, we might as well start with mine. The first one I have is how Clark called Hope at the Salvatore School at season 2, episode 8, and how did Hope just suddenly be there to answer? How did he know it was her, and how did he get the number B? Yes. They got their
They have one phone at the school, like one.
One.
Besides a large cell
Yeah.
phone.
I'm just like,
I'm
So-
sure it's
Seems
not a
so.
listed number.
so is there a number in a fucking yellow page book? Because I don't understand how he just had the number. He was suddenly
Like
at a
Salvatore
payphone.
School.
He was suddenly at a payphone. He somehow had money when I don't think he worked. So how did he pay for the payphone?
I mean, it's
How
only
did
like a
Hope-
quarter, like 50 cents.
Okay. Where did
If
he
you can still find
quarter?
payphones.
Listen, I know nobody just quarters.
There's a payphone on the street somewhere.
Yes, conveniently where they always
Yeah.
be.
And
And
this
then
is
he's
in the
like-
future.
I don't know. And then Hope was just suddenly there and said, "Oh, I know it's Clark." I'm like, "You know it's
Yes.
Clark."
Yeah.
Why even she go to the phone?
Why is she even in the
Yeah.
room? Like,
Yeah. Why? Like, did someone answer and be like, "Hey, Hope, the phone's for you," and she's
Why
just
she
like,
even
"Oh,
in
okay."
Yeah.
she
It's
minded
Clark.
a big business.
Come on.
She like, "Oh, it's definitely Clark. Hey, Clark." Okay, yeah.
And she
It's
was
her
like,
brother-in-law.
The phone didn't have caller ID.
Listen, we don't claim
God.
Clark.
Oh my god.
I don't know,
You know,
what you thought.
a lot of things would be solved in that school if they had cell phones.
Honestly,
Why
Yeah.
do they not have cell phones? Like what? Okay. So they probably make some of my rants later on make complete no
Yeah.
sense. But fine.
Imagine he handled cell phones. I would cry.
Right, because
Aw.
wait, Vic, because that's one of our things. That's one of our things. Okay,
Oh, I should.
right, gotta soak it in. Come on. The second one is
Okay.
where was the students in episode 11, season 2? How was Hope and Landon and four of the people the only ones on campus during this Cupid episode? Where the fuck was the students?
Where are the students ever?
What did they all take a vacation and say
They
fuck
just
Hope?
disappeared.
They
Yeah.
are never here. You mean to tell me nobody
Yeah.
see this naked man flying across this fucking campus?
Nope.
Okay. No one just said, oh, he got a baby diaper on. Like, who the fuck is this man? Nobody was there. Where was the lyric?
Well, the thing is, then Jed must have been hit by an arrow because he went running after Emma.
That was
Yeah.
so weird.
So, okay. And Lyric wasn't there either. Wait, was it Lyric? No, Lyric wasn't even there. So it was
I think
Emma and
there was-
Dorian was just
There
randomly
was a
there
couple
by
of
coincidence.
students when Kim came out of the bathroom with her bathing suit and MG was waiting for her. There was a few students like making out in like chairs or whatever, but like that
They
was it.
disappeared.
That
They
was
just
it.
appeared. They
They just
disappeared out of
conveniently had
smoke, and they just
certifications. Hate to see it.
yeah.
They were just like, we got all these kids, but they went on their vacation to Mystic Falls or some shit, whatever.
And there's like no
Um,
adults, but Pedro's there.
No one else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pedro.
Pedro.
Yeah.
Where is
Pedro
where
and
is-
the God Witch.
And the goth witch, yeah, Drusilla.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was her name?
but,
Oh
like-
yeah, Drusilla.
Wait, Jed.
Pedro. Why was Pedro? Why is Pedro hanging out with all of the older kids?
Do Pedro have anybody his age? Like Pedro is just with people that's like 19 in eternity. Like what the
Okay, Pedro was like one of the youngest kids at the Santa thing too. Like, what happened to all of the little kids?
right? Because he damn sure in everybody else's business but his own age group.
Probably trying to smoke.
He he came to a bar with a eating monster and just like, yeah, I'm prepared. I'm like, eat some cookies and milk. Get out of here. Let me stop. Let me leave Pedro alone. All right. The next one is, yeah, Landon magically knowing Hope's location in episode 8 of season 2 for the Mistletoe Kids. Now, some of y'all might say she
I already
wished-
told
she wished
you
for him.
this.
Soulmatery.
I already
Damn.
told you this.
No.
Oh my god.
Because like, was she in the back of the school or was she in the front?
No, she's the
She's at the
first
front.
floor. Yeah,
Okay,
She was
he
in
was just
front.
arriving.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll throw that out. We'll
But like,
pull it out.
But like,
but the two of them have like beacons for each other or something because like she automatically happened to be there while Cupid was shooting the arrow.
Look,
at
her
her.
and
She has
Lizzie were
some-
texting and she knew
yeah,
what
like
They ain't
Hope
got no
was.
phone.
She took
Then
a
where was
phone from
Lizzie and
somebody,
Sebastian?
like, you
You
know.
pay
Where were
phone
they?
now? They don't even have phones.
Alaric
What
has
were
a
you
phone
saying,
now.
Leah?
Oh,
they didn't have phones. How did Lizzie texted Hope that Landon
Right.
is coming?
Alaric has a phone though, so they just need
Yeah,
another
but
phone.
Hope
They just
doesn't.
need
and
one. They just
Lizzie
need
don't
one more
have a
phone.
phone.
All right, but I mean, she is a witch,
The man
right?
she got one in
She
his
does have
room.
powers, right?
Pirate of the Caribbean backpack, like
She
Backpack.
does have powers, though, right?
She has actual
Did she
magical
just, like,
powers.
She made a phone.
I
It was
mean,
like a
or she
magic
could have
phone?
did like a, she could have did
No.
like a linking spell,
She
like
said-
where she is.
deciphering
Turned
the
her
phone
hand into a
somewhere.
phone.
Carrier pigeon.
The border.
She said she called a bird over
They
and
have
said, "I got
owls.
the letter."
That's what it is. They have owls, just like in Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. I swear I'm getting out of here. She put a little bow around it and was like with her hair and said, "Send it to Hope." Like, come on,
Yeah.
No words. Okay, the next
Bibbidi
one
bobbidi
is,
boo and poof.
and Sebastian's like, "Yeah, you're gonna sing the no. I'll wait."
Sorry.
Like, golly.
Sorry.
Ooh. Okay, so the next one is Sebastian and the book. Why did I waste an episode on talking about it and then completely say fuck it afterwards?
That was such a shame.
Yeah.
Like his whole storyline was a plot hole because they were like, "Oh, we're going to get you something. He was in a book and he was a kid and this was happening. Psych, he's finna die in this prison world." And I'm just like,
But like, did
wait.
Sebastian left because Thomas got booked in the show, or?
I don't know, but even so, like they should already know what they're like. Well, it depends, but they should already know what their actors or actresses are going to be doing in a few months. So, but it was out here planning a storyline like he was going to be there for a while, and then said, "Oh yeah, well actually, just forget that." we wanted you to feel sympathy for him. Get him out of here. And I'm just like,
But I think there was supposed to be more to him because he had been booked and everything before, like Chris had just said he was going to come back and everything. So when they changed it all, they had to change everything. Because when
Damn
they
Kai,
first
I swear to
introduced,
God.
yeah, when
Damn,
they first
damn,
introduced Sebastian,
let's.
he was dressed as a pirate. So obviously they wanted something more because the book was him being a pirate and then he was dressed as a pirate when he first met Lizzie. So like there's some sort of connection there. They just didn't do anything
fumbled
with
the
it because
bag.
Kai came back.
What? Matter of fact, okay, I'm going to actually go. I'm going to put that as a plot hole before I get to the other ones. Why the fuck was Kai there? What did Kai give us? Let's get to the point. What did he give us? Because they made him look like a
Dark Josie.
Hype and fan service.
Yes.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
They Necromancer played my good sir. Hope. I mean, like, one thing I love Hope, but like she played him. This man massacred a fucking wedding. Are you kidding? He just sitting there. He didn't like try to get away from this. He was chained up. He just sat there for hours. That's Kai.
He was vibing.
So his only purpose was to tell Josie to drop the shit and then vanish. Then he comes to the Salvatore school to do what? What? You know, whatever.
To eat sandwiches.
He said, "Yo, I'm hungry. Let me go. I'm finna go in your kitchen, whip up a little sandwich real quick."
Honey ham.
No words. I hate to see it.
Honey ham.
No words.
No words. I sat there and said, "You come to the school to make a fucking brunch meal? Get out of here."
No, but they literally only put him there so he could interact with Josie, and then they made Lizzie like fuck off and go dance with Sebastian. Like just
he ruined so many plot lines. Like Rolf had a whole ass storyline with his parents, and then he had to come back to get took for him to work into the Necromancer Dark Josie storyline. So they kind of rebuked Rolf's storyline and said, "Psych, let's just go back to Salvatore school and forget that you just worked your way to get to your dad."
Like, I have a whole issue with the whole Dark Josie storyline to begin with. I put it in my plot holes, so we can get to that later.
We ain't gonna touch it then.
Like,
let us have it.
Kai was there simply for Kaylee.
Oh
yeah.
You know, I feel like if they did it well, season 2 was a mess. If they did season 2 well, it wouldn't make sense because the merge was a big part of season 2. But it was too many people, too many villains, too many, like the Necromancer. Oh yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about it. He's later on because it was too many people, too many things. They were trying to get people in. Yeah, we're gonna get to that because the next one is Hope's family not coming back after her memories got restored. Yeah, nobody called. Since we got Clark calling the school.
Freya was there for 2 seconds. She was just like, "Oh, I know you. Okay, bye. See ya."
Freya.
Nobody's concerned for her mental health. Like, everyone forgot her.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna merge these two together. Actually, I'm gonna merge Freya leaving after seeing Hope as well. So you mean to tell me Freya comes back and randomly knows where Hope is at? First of all, she randomly knew where she was at. She just assumed that Hope was at that place. Okay. She comes there. Hope.
Had a GPA on Hope.
They somehow did they magically sense who the fuck they know? Because how do they just know where people's at? And
everyone's got secret tracking devices.
Yeah.
It said magic GPS tracker. Activate.
Mojack, let's go.
Fucking Pokemon. Let me stop. Like she found her. We get a little like 2-second reunion, which is waste our time. We thought we were gonna get more. And then she just leaves within a few hours.
How do you know within a few hours?
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know how long she was there. We just know that the next day or whatever day.
Hope was sitting on that stupid bench watching that bubble pit. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So she probably was gone. You know, she probably came and dipped, and I was like, wow. What the fuck was Ray even there for? Ray came there and said.
What if it wasn't really her? What if it was like an astral projection of her because she didn't want to go all the way to Mystic Falls?
But then she couldn't hurt her.
That's worse.
No.
How did she know that Hope was there?
That's what I want to know.
How did she know? Like,
how did she know?
Okay, the spell maybe.
Have a GPS
Location
or something?
Hope was sitting down.
Yeah.
Hope was sitting down, back, not even to her. She just walked up and said, "Hope," and I'm just like, that could have been any girl.
Exactly.
That would have
what
been
if it wasn't Hope? And
Oh my
said,
God.
"Excuse me." She's like, "Excuse me, what the fuck?" you? I'm not Hope. And then she's like, oh, sorry, wrong person. Like, come on.
They've got new superpowers.
They said we got.
So,
Go ahead.
there was something that I read some days ago about this, that they said that the spell that Josie did was just for the place that they were in. Like, she was in New Orleans, so all the people in New Orleans had their memories back, or she was in Mystic Falls and all the people in Mystic Falls got their memories back. But since Rebecca and Marcel were in New York or somewhere else, and the other Michael sons were some places that weren't in New Orleans or Mystic Falls, they were like, they didn't get their memories back. But this is really
But like,
There's only
no,
one
go ahead.
Michaelson.
I'm sorry.
right?
Yeah.
silly.
But when
This is really
Freya
silly.
Like
then,
Freya
like,
got her memories
Freya
back,
would-
and she
yeah.
was in New Orleans.
And she wasn't close with Cole,
Yeah.
so I don't really
Yeah.
think that.
yeah,
and
but
Cole.
like Freya would, you would think that Freya would get in contact with like Rebecca and Marcel and be like,
Yeah.
hey, by the way,
They mean tell me she just
Yeah.
took a flight. I mean, she just took a jet and came over and was like, yeah, I'm gonna see you for 2 minutes. Gonna go back to my wife.
like I'm just wondering, what did Freya think that Klaus and Elijah sacrificed themselves for?
And why did she even came to New Orleans? Because she wake up because of Hope.
Yeah.
Like her whole
Oh,
life
yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's the fact that she wasn't putting pieces together. She didn't even
That's-
care. She was just
It's
like, I know.
impossible.
She was like, I
And they
know this
just
girl. I know the girl.
erase the Michaelsons.
She was like, this random girl is on my wall, but I don't think I seem to care to figure out who it is.
Like what happened with Dahlia?
She was just like, my brother's
with the
left. I don't know
frame.
why. Okay.
Like, who is this damn girl in to speak with me? I don't know.
She's like, what the girl I'm hugging? I don't see the care though. Let's go outside.
Yeah.
Take a
I mean,
little jog.
the one good thing that if that theory is true, Leah, is that Roman doesn't know about Hope anymore.
We'd love to see it.
Run it.
We love to see
Victory.
it.
Oh my god.
We don't need him. What he gonna give us? You know, Jealous Landon, maybe,
Drama.
but
Yeah.
he really came there for nothing. The fuck he comes.
Exactly.
I was just like, why are you even here?
And with
I'm
that, they have a problem that they can't bring any old enemy back for Hope because they shouldn't remember her.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true because exactly. So like anyone, they wouldn't even know Hope existed anymore. So basically, she's safe from all of her father's like enemies and stuff. Like that.
Enemies.
That's a nice perk.
Okay, but it's kind of
Interesting.
sad though, because if Cole and them still don't remember her though, but matter of fact, we don't give a fuck. Okay, fine. The enemies is out the way, but somehow we still getting Pokemons every week. That that's fine. I guess I'll take that.
Pokemon.
Some fucking Pokemons every day. It's like, what's next?
Gotta catch them all.
Dead ass.
Let's Pokemon Go.
Yes, literally. Whole Monster Hunter. This shit is ridiculous.
Legacies edition.
Legacies, Monster Hunting. They said Shadow Hunter teas. Dead ass. That's what they said. Okay, so the next one is Caroline not coming after the merge because she just wait. Did Jolie have to call her right in episode
Yeah.
7?
Yeah.
She called her.
Well, episode 6, whatever it was. I just know Caroline. Really?
It just makes no sense to me, knowing Caroline's character, that she would not talk to her daughters like every week.
Exactly. They don't know where she's at. They're asking her father for updates. You're traveling the world to help your daughters, and you didn't ask, like, you didn't figure out, like, you didn't call them, and then found out that one of them almost got took. Like,
They're almost getting murdered like every week. Like, check
literally,
in.
like, was she even there when Josie got shot in season 1? Like, did she call? Like, did they even interact with her?
Well, did anyone tell her though? But the thing is like
No.
Josie was just like, oh, I have a solution to the Malivore problem. Like, so she knows about Malivore. So obviously,
They probably
someone told
talk.
her about it.
But we don't see it. It's probably off
Like-
screen.
Hate
Yeah.
to see it. They could give us something.
But like,
Because
they
they
wanted to
think Caroline
convince
seemed
that
bad.
Daisy was dead, and yet Caroline wasn't there.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
that was such a reach. Imagine your kid is supposed to be dead and not even there for the funeral.
It makes it far less believable.
Yeah.
exactly. I'm like, y'all could have had Candace like record something. Damn,
Or
a
like
Zoom
say
call.
she was there but not see her.
right.
like-
Like y'all can't. So you mean tell me Caroline was just chilling?
And
we're about to
Josie
see-
figured it out because not because Caroline wasn't there, but because she couldn't feel Lizzie. Like, Josie, you should have just figured it out, but the fact that your mother wasn't there, that she didn't come
Right.
back to try to get you to come back, like
She was like,
just to bring you back from the
right,
dark side.
she was like, oh, I don't feel Lizzie. My mom don't really care. I'm just like, so Caroline just not here? Like she does not exist? Like everything revolves around the lyric. For sure. Okay. And then I'll be surprised if she come back in future episodes or future seasons. I'm like, where were you at when they literally died? Lizzie literally like died for a couple of days, for minutes. So you already lost your mother award in my eyes.
Perks of having Alaric as a father.
Alert! I'm gonna
Garbage.
we're gonna kind of, matter of fact, he's next actually, because I was gonna say let me save my rant, but here he comes. How did I'm getting ready. How Alaric ain't try and find Dark Josie after she vanished for a few months? So when she went Dark Josie and dipped, he didn't fucking try to find his good daughter.
Maybe
She
he
comes
did.
back
Maybe
by
he didn't see
herself.
it.
Yeah,
The time jump's so weird.
they
She
are.
Should
They came out of nowhere, and we never know.
But
They
that
didn't even say there was a time jump. Like it was just like
We didn't
he
even
was crying
know.
at the podium. People were sitting there. Lizzie didn't even look like she was that upset. And then it was just like, oh, she's been missing for like we had to figure out that she was missing for that many months.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had to
Like,
figure that shit out.
The school
just know
was
because,
burnt
like-
in one episode
Yeah.
and then like fixed in the next episode, and it was just kind of like, okay.
We just knew because the twins have the birthday, and then they'll say they are in October. So
yeah.
we made
but
it.
it doesn't make sense in the fandom point of view, because suddenly Hope is acting weird to London after months.
Yeah.
Like, it's really strange.
Yeah, like if episode 14 happens and she was like, oh, we're doomed, blah blah blah, whatever, and then so she's been like icing them out for 5 months.
Wait, she
Like what?
was distancing. Oh, what? She was distancing herself from him for months.
Nah.
It doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense. You mean
I feel
Tony
like they
Landon let
forgot
her
they
do
did the
it?
time jump.
Yeah.
They forgot they did it. They were trying to rush for the episode because
They just
you mean tell me
yeah.
Like retcon.
like Landon
They
was
didn't
sitting
even
there
have
for
to
months.
use the birthday as like a merge plot. If the whole point of the merge was like a suggested age, why did
Exactly.
they have to have the birthday in there? Josie could have just come
Exactly.
back and been like, oh, okay, this is what's gonna happen.
It made no sense. She was gone for months. She randomly comes back for the birthday, and then Hope's been distant and cold to Landon, and Landon hasn't cared about it. Landon knew from the jump when something was wrong with Hope and automatically tried to solve the case. You mean tell me he let months go by of her just icing him out? That makes no sense.
Well, and
We
okay,
rebuke it.
look in episode 102, Raph and Landon, or Landon was missing or whatever, and Alaric and Hope and Raph all went looking for him, right?
Yeah.
Josie is missing, and
Right.
no one is gone.
No one
looking
goes
for
to
her.
find her. She could have been killing everyone across the globe. And Larry just sitting there in the fucking school like, we have lost Josie. I'm like, you're 5
Especially
months late.
Especially if
They're 5 months
Alaric
late.
didn't see it as being a problem. Why did he not go looking for her?
Like this man is
Like
garbage.
she even
I just,
steal some students
he
and got them dark, like, and they don't care.
Yeah.
Like they had a super squad for the villains. Oh my god.
And then they said, Josie, we're just gonna let her go free roam. She's going on a vacation. She can regain herself. What the
Where
fuck?
was
Yeah.
she staying though?
Where was she? Was she doing like what Hope did? Live
Exactly.
on benches? Take magic baths? Because that's what Hope was doing.
But the
She
thing
must
is, she
be.
had like a whole like group of people too. So like, where is everybody?
You know,
Like we did school for 5 months. Like
they wasted 5 months to make no sense because I didn't even put together that Hope was distant. I knew it was time jump after figuring it out, but then what happened? I was just like, oh, it's a couple days later.
Okay,
You mean
but
tell me she was fucking distant?
even
Oh.
the actors that we've talked to didn't know there was a time jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of them
Exactly.
confused on the whole plot. They have to like relearn it with us at this point.
I
So
don't feel like the writers knew there was a time jump. They're like, oh wait,
they don't
we
know.
did
They
that?
just said
Yeah.
it's close enough. It says close enough to the birthday because I had to look at the Vampire
It's just
Diary.
like-
You
It's
lying.
like they were just like, okay, you know what? It'll slide. They probably won't even notice. It's the whole thing. Okay, do we have the crush line on this plot whole thing?
the crush.
Okay, about the fact that when we were 14, Hope is 2 years older than the twins.
They
Excel.
forgot that too.
That was
How? So when you were 14, Hope, not when we were 14, because you were not the same age
were
as
like-
the twins. which means Josie would have been 12.
It's creepy.
And
That just makes you
yes,
creepy.
and
Exactly.
have you look
That
at
is
how
But
they
they're
look in the
12
original,
and she's
yes,
14
and you look
and
how they portrayed
like
them in the originals, and it's really weird how Josie is and how
exactly.
Hope is.
Yeah.
they
Exactly.
forgetting some
They
shit.
grew up a
Forgetting
lot.
things. We don't even know Hope. Like nobody talked about Hope's birthday. Even when she came back, we don't even know anybody else's birthday except for the twins. Like no words, and the fact that they're just making make age gap disappear.
You know,
And
I'm
The time
surprised
is
the time
that
jumps
more
too.
people don't hate the twins because they always get these birthdays.
I
Like
mean,
Hope's dad paid more for the school than that. I mean, he's the one that funded the school, and yet the twins
Yeah.
get the big birthdays and not Hope.
Hope probably don't like this shit, but still, like y'all better surprise my good sis. Still, even though she might kill y'all, it's the thought that counts. Let me stop.
And
I'll get
Caroline
slapped.
kind of owns the school though.
Yeah, maybe.
Is it
This
like
is where we're
because
gonna get.
they're gonna
Sorry, go ahead.
sorry. Is it like because like they're gonna one of them is gonna die at the age of 22, so like they want them to have the best of their years, but like the others like Hope
Yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of like
This
like
True,
doesn't make
that
sense.
makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, but it
Yeah.
also kind of like a fuck
Could
the other
be the reason.
students because like, the other students ain't
Yeah.
getting that special treatment either. It's just like okay, well we know that we have 2 cipher nerds and one might get took. Let's just give them birthdays and stuff. Like it's like their birthdays is holidays at the school.
But no one knew that until the end of season 1 when Alark said like when he was giving all those birthday parties, it was almost like he was doing it like kind of like Leah said, but also because I don't know, he's trying
About not
to
telling them.
yeah, exactly. He's trying to like oh, look at all these fancy parties I gave you and stuff like that, and I'm not going to tell you the biggest secret of your entire life.
Yeah, Lyric is
Yeah.
he garbage. I can't like he ripped up every page of the merge in every book. And like when he was gonna tell them? When it was like when they're exactly 21? Like what how long was he gonna wait?
Like
Yeah.
Luke and
He has
Liv,
like half a decade left.
Luke and Liv knew about it right
Mhm.
from the beginning. And I mean, they still had a strong bond and everything.
Yeah. It's like and the thing is that like once it backfired, once they found out, like Josie and Lizzie already like had a drift. So you telling them like you're not telling them they found on their own, they already started to kind of compete. Like Josie's already trying to get ahead of the game. Like you fucked up. But at least they came back, but like you can't keep a problem like the whole season 1 was just a Lyric not telling his kids anything, and then they always found out. Like they already was mad at him because he was kind of like acting more of a father figure to Hope than to his own kids. So they already was mad about that, which made the hatred towards Hope even more than what they seemed to be. Your hatred can't be over some fucking fire. I mean, or not that fire, but like over the spring break that you missed. Like it was built up. So Lyric was just trash. He was fathering everybody but his own kids, and which made this Dark Josie storyline kind of make sense, even though they didn't hit the ballpark with the build up. But it is what it is. Okay, so the next one is Ralph's family, which we already kind of talked about, which is how they dropped it once the Dark Josie storyline finally kicked in, / when Kai made an appearance. It was like, hey, we got Landon to find your parents. We got you on the bus. We're going to kill you and make you come back. Like, so you're giving all these characters and these actors a boost for seasons, and then they don't have a plot at all. It's like they get a plot, you take it back because one big plot came, and then you just throw them back.
Ralph's like never really had a plot.
He never did. Like
Yeah.
it's just like he lingers around, and when he finally gets a plot, they're like, "Psych, Kai came back. We need you to be something. We need you to be dead to kill Landon." Which I still don't know what the point of that. I mean, I don't know. Like to this day, I don't even know what the fuck how both Landon and Hope is sleep. We just have our own theories, but I can't grasp anything from a plot of the show. So I hate to see it, but I don't know what Ralph. I don't know. I don't know if they
His
might pick up on-
dad, apparently before everything was shut down, his dad was supposed to be at or he was seen at the table reading for like the next episode or the next 2 episodes or whatever. So he was supposed to be back. I don't know if he is now because obviously they have to limit guests, but they have had a couple of the guests that they were going to have before on the show now. So I mean, who knows?
Yeah, but I just feel like I'm kind of mad. Like Ralph could have had his own thing. Like he's not like close to Josie, so there's no reason for him to even be there. Like if I like last time I recall, he was mad at her for sending Landon home. I don't think she talked to him after that. So for
Ralph
him to
hasn't spoken to the twins in like
he hasn't spoken to
ever.
him since like the first 5 episodes of season 1. So it's not like they were even close. And then let alone she didn't give a shit about him to find him at the beginning of season 2 when he was a werewolf. She was just like, Landon, let Ralph go. Date me instead. Like she didn't care to find Ralph.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was weird for him to just come back because coincidentally, like why would why was he even in the jail when she vanished? She ain't no importance to him. I don't know why he stayed there to be shocked when she rose from the prison. I was just like, he didn't even need to be there. He could have been with his dad chilling. Like, damn. God, you dropping storylines. Like, it's fine. Oh, actually, I'm mad as hell that I forgot this main plot hole that I was arguing about last week. Okay, we're gonna leave mine alone for a second. How the fuck did
Language.
I'm sorry. Landon, please, Arlon, come on. Why was Landon not in the New York episode, but Jade was?
Ugh, robbed.
Jade been there for 2 minutes, and she randomly gets pushed into that damn simulation, but the other girl didn't. So why wasn't the other girl with her if they both came back at the same time? So why was the new girl not with her, but Jade was there, and then Landon's outside fucking flying?
Jade was there, but Wendy, who was also trapped in the prison world, wasn't.
Didn't.
Alyssa, who obviously had issues, wasn't. Landon, who's died numerous times, wasn't.
And just saved Dorian. Just discovered it was he just wait.
Yeah,
and yet it was mandatory for Hope to be there.
So yes. So why wasn't both the new people there? Like
it was flying like no.
And Ralph was gone for months. I mean, well, I don't know how long Ralph's been gone. So how the hell did he just get pushed in there? It doesn't make sense. Damn it. Why was everybody else there that just randomly came? But Landon was just outside flapping his wings.
As if he doesn't have a mass amount of trauma.
Yeah. It's not like he dies every day.
Literally.
He's healthy.
He got
been killed by multiple friends.
Yeah. A mess. I can't believe
honestly, maybe he just didn't want to revisit that trauma.
No, okay. But even then, they didn't bring both the girls that came in from the prison world. So shut up. They only brought one, and it was to talk about the crush. That's it. They didn't bring both. Like, no. That didn't make no sense. And I'm mad that
He was just vibing. He was just vibing. He was trying to
fly.
He was trying to fly. He's trying to take Hope up in the sky.
What about the other sis, Wendy?
What about
so Wendy just said, "Oh, even though I was in
all right, we don't care about Wendy though. Nobody cares.
Yeah,
about Wendy.
nobody cares about Wendy.
We do because it was a.
So we care about Jade.
Arlon, sit there, eat your food, okay? Thank you.
I guess it's because of the plot, but yeah, I would like to see him there.
I'm talking about plot holes, not Landon vibing. Okay.
It was just to make Jade and Josie a thing.
And to make Hope not choose Landon again, because
exactly.
She doesn't even know if she got the bus. She probably would get out too, but she doesn't know. And she was like, I didn't choose him again. You're like, sis, no words.
Hope always doing that. I'm just like, girl, if you don't stop with this 1 minute, I'm like, you just 5 months. It was cold. You still on it? It's either get yourself together or just leave at this point. Like my good son Landon don't need this shit. Because now I'm realizing that this was 5 months of you doing this shit. No words. I would have said, what is this? What is this? And then Ralph had to tell him too.
Okay. We did get Landon's bar out of it though. We got some little good things out of it, even though he wasn't there.
5 months of us not seeing anything. And we know that she was distant. What are we getting in between that? We're getting 8 of nothing.
No, but like episode 9 was after the 5 months, not? In episode 9, they are kind of in good terms.
Episode 9 was
the Kai episode, wasn't it? Didn't it start the
episode 12.
That was when Hope was
the 5 month jump was between
14 and 15.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that was like way after. But didn't make no sense. Period.
What month was it in 14?
Well, I think it was October.
Yeah.
November
and then
Maybe
It was like,
November-ish?
I don't know, a couple weeks of, yeah, November.
But like we didn't had a time jump from 13 to 15. She was just freezing him for like probably 2 days or something.
I don't know.
Time has no
Yeah.
place in legacies.
Because
Yeah.
one episode don't go from a winter season to a damn spring season like that. So I don't know, but it didn't make no damn sense. Okay, so the next one is the necromancer's plot and what's his revenge if he's continuously changing his allies, Dark Josie with Dark Josie and Kai. I still don't know the necromancer's plan. I've seen some stands say that he has a plan. I'm just like, I don't see it. He hasn't done anything. I don't even know who he's aiming for. I
don't get it.
It changed. First, it was like Malavor. Then it became Dark Josie's magic. Within the of course, somehow Landon is thrown into it. Somehow he finessed Ralph. So but he don't want Landon near Malavor. So I don't understand. Like people are saying that he's so ahead of his time. I'm just like, I would like to see the results.
I think he needed.
Sorry, go ahead, Paige.
Oh no, I'm done.
I think he needed Josie's dark magic in order to raise Malavor. I think that was the purpose of that. And the thing is,
I think so too.
He because we saw he kept the bodies of the people that he brought back. Because we saw the Pharaoh and the wheelbarrow and Cupid and stuff. So clearly he has plans for them.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm
He's
thinking.
gonna make an army.
Trying to put Malavor into another body.
Because we don't know.
But
so
see,
that means that we're not getting Dark Landon?
Speaking of that, though, he's like, oh, put the Cupid next to the Sphinx. Well, the Sphinx was a pile of dust. So.
Exactly.
And then it just switched. He was just working with anybody. Then Dark Josie actually changed his plan and said, "You're following me." So actually he didn't get the best of Josie. She got the best of him, and to everybody else was like, "Just take it. Just take the powers." So the necromancer hasn't done anything, and I don't even know why we had a whole episode of him being human. Because I don't give a freak about him and ice cream and Chad. Yeah, thank you. I don't care. That whole episode could have been anything but the necromancer being human. He became a joke as soon as that episode started. I blocked the episode from my mind. So
okay, this is. I think I have part of this in my plot hole too. But since we're on it, how in the world did Malavor turn him human?
Exactly.
Yes.
It just
became human. How did he even turn back? He just cut himself, bleed to death, and say, "Oh yeah, I'm back in my form." That doesn't make sense. So,
he was created from a witch, a werewolf, and a vampire, right? As a golem, and he absorbed creatures. What creature in the world has the ability to make someone human again?
You tell me, because if everybody that comes out of the pit becomes magically human, so that means that all the vampires, all the werewolves come back human, then he must got some supernatural strict away powers, because I don't understand how the necromancer came out just okay, human. My ugliness is vanished.
I thought he wasn't able to affect the three main species. Wasn't that the whole thing?
Because he was created by them, so he's bound by that rule, right? Which is why
he can't hurt.
Is toxic to him.
And necromancer's technically a witch.
Yeah. But if he has that power, why can't he just turn Hope human then?
Exactly.
Oh.
But I think he said something he was able to do something with his magic, but he still had the innate ability that he was born with to be prone to magic. So I don't understand. It's more he turned it off and had to regain it. It's weird.
I don't the necromancer, one of the confusingest things I've seen on Legacy, because I don't know what the fuck he's doing, and I don't even know what he is, and the fact that he came back human, I don't even know how that's possible.
Why does he even have a grudge against Hope? He's the one that stabbed her in the back.
Yeah, he came to her. He came to her and was like, "I'm going to tell you about your dad." So because he came for the knife, and she's like, "You're not getting a knife." But then he was like, "Let me take you down memory lane with your father." And then he tried to say that her dad would be proud of her if she let things go. So when the fuck between this did you just have this desire to hate her so much?
Right, he got the knife.
Right, like you got the knife, you tortured her, and then she told you that actually you're doing it for the Malibor. So how the fuck is she telling you about? Sorry, my language. How is she telling you about you being controlled? Means I hate Hope Michelson so much. She ain't do nothing. So it makes no sense that he has this very powerful hate that the Michelson. You got to get rid of Hope. I'm just like, she's breathing. Okay, she's just breathing. She's living. I don't know what she did to you. Let it go.
It's a weird
Because
vendetta.
you killed Chad in 4K, and nobody's looking for Chad. Like, no one's looking for Chad. There's no missing signs for sure. He's fine.
I feel like Chad being the one to defeat the necromancer would be like a really interesting plot twist.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
like if he betrays
He obviously
her,
doesn't agree with the necromancer's
ways.
he's obviously rooting for Hope. Like, oh God, I hope they don't make him have a crush on her because that's just
He's
like
too old.
No.
He's too old.
Okay,
Right
but
now.
I mean,
The club needs to be closed for a while.
yes,
No.
forever.
If
except
Chad even
Landon.
think, I'm gonna have to go through and really revamp the death scene. He gonna have to get snapped, kicked to the booth. It's over. Like, I'm tired of everybody having a crush on Hope because she walks past them. I'm just like, she's mad mean to some of y'all. Like, I need y'all to get this grip and move along. Oh, it's your turn, Robyn. No, let's bring it home.
Oh.
Okay, so my first one is, how does Malibor get around? He's a freaking mud monster. Like, how does he get to Egypt and Japan and like all these places to take these monsters or these creatures? Like, does he just hop on a plane? He's full of mud. He's like, hey, what's up? And he's just like sitting on the plane. And he's like this mud monster. It's not like he can go through the ocean. Like, what does he do? Grow wings and fly? Like,
You know what? Actually,
Maybe he's like mud tunnels.
mud
Right.
tunnels. Yeah.
Like, did he just teleport? Like, how is he just getting
Mud
these
portals.
all over the globe?
He
Like,
just like slingshots mud, flies across.
Mud teleportation.
you
Okay,
said
but
slingshot?
Sneaking on ships.
he
Honestly-
makes portals. He's a mud puddle right now, and yet he makes portals. So like,
Yeah.
how does he, like, obviously that must be a way for him to get around this. He just creates a portal on the other side of the world. But how the fuck does he create a portal?
I don't know. Like, they didn't say nothing like that. They were just like, yeah, he went to goo. He became goo. And I'm just like, okay, well, he's goo. Somehow he's out here doing everything but just being a glub of glue. So you tell me, how the
And
hell
the
do you
other
make
thing
yourself a port in
is
that
if-
fucking prison world?
If the monsters came from that small little teeny tiny little pit, like that Hope was watching, that means in the first season, all those monsters would have come from the huge pit at Triad, and Triad didn't see these monsters just like coming out from the pit and then just like walking out.
There's
Right!
literally a camera on the pit.
Why?
And they
Oh
just
my God,
popped
so they
out
was-
and
So
ran
what?
to the Salvador school.
So what, after like 2 o'clock, the monsters had a time to say 2 o'clock, they're gone. Let's come on. Like, what time? No one saw that? They was
That's
there
I mean,
for-
Triad
But I-
wanted the keys to be safe. So you would think they'd be watching the pit for the monsters that came out so they could kill the monsters.
maybe it was because Clark was with work. He worked there. Was Clark working there already? That means that he probably was just killing everyone that was there because it
Yeah,
wasn't
true.
working there. So
True.
maybe, like, I feel like
From the
if he was working there, he would just like watching them do it, like kind of like giving them a sneak out, maybe.
And there wouldn't be any humans left to have a triad. Like, how
Yeah, like,
many
what's his-
people did they have?
So he might try to have work at that place where like they watch cameras maybe, and there's like maybe like, oh yeah, I'll
Maybe.
watch it.
That
Maybe,
reminds
but-
me actually, because yeah, like whatever happened to the Triad at the end of season 1, like a lot of
Right.
them, they probably did leave, right? That bird guy was in stone, and yet that bird guy is coming back because he was casted for this episode that they're filming now. How does he come back?
Listen,
he
the
was
next
in
match
stone.
came back. Shit, at this point, anything can happen, and I'm just gonna need them to explain because
But I kind of feel like they made him come back because he's in stone. That that's the way for them to get Hope back because she's encased in stone. Like whatever happens to get her out also gets him out.
maybe you're onto something, you know. Actually, but do they know that she's in Stone and Josie's brain though? Like this, they just know that she's asleep. Do they know that she's
Well, you would think Josie would know, except for Josie
She didn't
threw
say
her
shit.
powers
So
into a coin. So
she didn't say nothing. She just said, "I'm going to put my powers in the coin and I'm going to go to bed."
She
so I
sat
don't
there
think
in her bed for how long? She obviously had a shower and everything. I don't even know how long she was there. She would have walked from the crypt to the school, talked to her dad, talked to whoever, and yet not one mention of Hope. Yeah, not even like, I'm gonna go see Hope so I can thank her for saving me.
Nothing. I wish I had a quarter on my desk so I could have been like, like I was doing, put my powers into a coin. Like, girl, I don't know. I know that they know that she's asleep, obviously, but I don't think they know why. And if Josie told them, we don't know. She felt like she just made sense. She was just perfectly fine when she came back. So.
Like Alark's like Roth is like, oh, I don't know why she's not waking up, or why is she not waking up? And Alark's like, I don't know. Well, I don't know.
So he don't. So Josie didn't say nothing.
The last one who saw her. Like Alark didn't even bring it up with Josie. Oh, she's too fragile. I can't talk to her. But you know, Hope's in a closet sleeping.
He better get together because the only people that's going to be there to fight when Hope and Landon, because since they're asleep, is Lizzie and maybe like MG and Caleb. Like Josie, she's going to probably go back to the South for school because she's powerless right now. So. Who's going to save? Who's going to save?
And wasn't the whole point of the episode that Josie understands that he can be good and strong, and the next thing she does is give away her powers?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said it doesn't make sense. Why
unlearned the whole lesson?
It was like I can be strong, and then she's like, actually though, I'm just gonna put my powers back. I was just like,
I think now she's scared of her magic.
She puts her powers in the piggy bank. Like, come on.
Where she can't find that quarter? What if she can't find that quarter too?
It's in a piggy bank. If you can, all you gotta do is pour them all out, and you'll find it.
Okay, so she's gonna pull all the quarters out and just be like, let me just touch everyone. Leave me alone.
Like that coin is not gonna be stolen. Come on, it's legacy.
Where's it gonna go in here trying to get a quarter for her to buy something and be like, oh, and it just happen to be her magic? No words. Clown behavior tease is fine. She said, yeah, guys, I learned how to be powerful. And I'm like, okay. And then she literally puts her powers in a coin. Now I'm just sitting there like, why would she do that? Okay.
Yeah, okay. So speaking of Josie, how was she able to do a spell as large as returning memories with only a little bit of siphoning? Because in the school obviously doesn't have that much magic because she said that to Roth in 104, and that book wouldn't have had enough magic in order for her to do a spell that big. And yet she managed to return the memories to all of those people in Mystic Falls, including Sebastian's memories of Cassandra and Landon's memories of his mom and all of that. And yet with siphoning what? Like Kai had to siphon a whole freaking town in order to get that much power, and yet Josie's just like, I'm gonna siphon a book, and then boom.
They made her OG. They made her like OC. OOC. What is it? OP. OP. Yikes! My gaming. OP just for her to do that one like magic lab. You know. They made her
That's
so
just like,
OP
how
to
can
do
we
that
return
one
all the
spell?
powers?
Like they made her so OP for that.
Yeah. Like.
Didn't she have black magic though?
She had black magic. Yeah.
And
That wouldn't be
another plot hole.
Like where all the dark magic that she has when she's dark comes from, because she's still a siphoner.
Yeah, no words. I'm honestly baffled.
The source of magic in Legacy is just.
It just don't make no sense.
Yeah, like in originals we had like the ancestors, and like in TVD we had like the earth or other sources for magic, but in Legacy it's just like they have this infinite magic source. Like how?
Yeah, and
how
like
do they get all this magic?
Yeah, exactly. And they make Josie so almost like more powerful than Hope in a sense. But she's a siphoner.
Exactly.
Like, yes, she's a powerful witch. Don't get me wrong, but she doesn't even have her own magic. So
yeah, but I guess like she doesn't have. She's afraid of using it because Hope is afraid of using her magic.
So do you feel like what she siphons because she's been siphoning so much of Hope's magic, maybe the strength behind Hope's magic is what makes Josie strong because of the
But the
magic
last time she
she's siphoning.
siphoned was like a long
Like-
ass time, so it could have ran out by then. I don't know why. I don't know how a book was able to make her do the whole damn city or town. I don't know.
Well, that's what I
don't-
mean. Is
Like
anything she would have had to siphon something big in order to get that much
so
power.
did she
in
siphon
order to-
Freya or something before she knocked her out? Maybe because I don't understand how that
That's
book could
creepy.
give her. How could she give that book could give her that much
Because
taste?
like she had to siphon the sword in order to do that for Lizzie for
Yeah.
one person, and look how much that hurt her. Which
yeah,
again,
we didn't even.
why-
We didn't see her.
Going into that, why does the sword hurt her when she touches it, but Hope and Lizzie could touch it and nothing?
Especially Lizzie.
Especially Lizzie. And like, if we know, like Lizzie said in the first season and in the second season, that no matter what happens to Josie, it also happens to Lizzie. So like, if Josie was hurting, why wasn't Lizzie hurting? If Josie was affected, why wasn't Lizzie affected?
Oh. Oh. I didn't know. See, I was. I don't know.
No words.
Very
No,
good
it's
question.
No answer.
Pothole.
Yeah,
I had
and-
no
and-
answer.
That one
Right?
I can't even.
And the
bullshit
other
that.
thing I have a lot on the whole Dark Josie stuff because this is
Oh, yeah,
what-
yeah, oh, yeah.
my brain is just like, I just don't get Dark Josie
You-
because
we
the
stopped.
Visa Misorium is meant to hold the effects of black magic, right? Not the black magic itself, the effects. That's what Clark specifically said. So like the scabs and the drained energy and all of that stuff. So why, when she breaks it, she gets filled with dark magic and not the effects of dark magic?
Oh. They try to make a way to get the Dark Josie storyline to start because honestly, I don't understand how. Because he said effects. That's why I was like, okay, effects.
Yeah.
So the effects is her being dark. Like I don't understand. Like because they made it seem like when she did dark magic one of the first times, and then Lizzie was like, look at my look the effects of what she had when they did it. They just suddenly stopped. It stopped becoming a problem. Like Josie just started doing it, and was no like effect afterwards. They're just like, yeah, I'm actually just building up my dark magic palette.
And
Like, I
Lizzie
don't
seemed to be
understand.
affected more because her rash was bigger than Josie's. And even
Yeah.
in season 1, in episode 3, she was puking up black goo because Josie had done that spell with Hope. And that was barely even black magic.
Yeah. So like Josie did like black magic like maybe 2 more times, and now I'm just like we not seeing Izzy do any effects. The only thing they're kind of saying is look at this thing getting filled up. Like I just don't understand. It doesn't make sense.
And Lizzie constantly warned her about black magic. She's been warning her since season 1 about black magic. She warned her in 207 about using black magic, and yet when she gets taken over, she's like, "Oh, it's your fault."
Yeah.
Oh,
She's like, it's your fault. I'm just like, you sat here and did this. Like Lizzie was out here worrying about Sebastian Ghost T's form, and it somehow is her fault.
like Dark Josie is a great storyline. Same with the whole like everyone forgetting Hope storyline, except for the fact that they just didn't do it properly.
It was
Mhm.
rushed. It was rushed. They did it to bring back fan faves, and they did a lot of fan service that made no sense. The Kai and Freya thing made no sense because once again it was rushed in 2 episodes.
And Dark Josie was like 2 episodes.
Yeah, like Dark Josie was it was so like 2A, even though I hate 2A, it was built up well enough to see like where like she was slowly losing herself. Fine. Once 2B came, it was just like we're gonna tease it, we're gonna take it back. We're gonna tease it, we're gonna take it back. Oh, it was up there. She did something nice, so she forgot. And then like they rushed it in 2 episodes, and then somehow within the 2 episodes, her way of getting is I can be strong. And then she's like, psych, I'm just gonna put in a coin. So what was the point of it?
I think the first 4 episodes were as they were written before Kai and that came back, and then I think it switched around 5 or 6.
Yeah, you can see how the first 4 episodes was like slowly building up her darkness. Once 5 came on, you can just see the shift in writing because honestly, once they shifted with Dark Josie build up, they shifted with Landon making sense because Landon damn sure ain't made no sense in 2A. He didn't make sense.
No.
It was just like
Yeah.
1 minute. He's like, I'm killing myself. I'm killing myself for this girl. He remembers her. He's just like, okay, I'm gonna sleep with Josie though. I know you. Go
I'm gonna
with
set her.
Ralph.
I'm gonna set this other girl up with Ralph.
Yeah,
because,
I'm going to set the girl I know and I kill myself
Paige.
for my brother because I don't know. Landon, who was
Like,
killing himself every day, don't
that's
know
what
how
I mean.
long.
Is 204 when he was like, "Why do I see you every time I die?" And then he tells Josie to hold off on
Yeah.
like having sex. And then the next episode, he's all like, "Okay, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
making a list of what we're gonna do," and and
Yeah.
like it's just there's such a
Makes no sense. And then
before
that
and
the next episode after that, he's like, I know you're keeping a secret from me, but also I can help you and Ralph. Like, what? Yo,
It was
I
cringy.
really wanted to beat him up. My son was about to get a beating. Like, honestly, no words. Hate to see it. But yeah, like it didn't make sense. I feel like they were milking Hope, not getting, I mean, nobody remembering Hope. They were milking it, and then they were milking Dark Josie, but they didn't do it
I
well.
mean, like we were supposed to get more angst for the memory loss. We were supposed to get
Yeah.
like Hope possibly being interested in Maya, which is fine.
Yeah,
I have no problem with that. And it's just like her
I was
seeing
ready.
like she thinks Landon is happy, so she tries to move on. And that obviously creates more angst because then she obviously can't move on. He's not really moving on. They're still drawn to each other. And then like the whole memory loss could have come out, or memory coming back could have come out in a whole other way.
Yeah.
But them having Josie go to New Orleans and then do this spell and then just blast everyone with it, and then it's like, oh, I remember her again. It's just like, okay.
It took away
didn't deliver.
everything.
It was so underwhelming.
Like it took it when he remembered her and then they was arguing before this fucking monster. Excuse me. This monster ruined it. I was over it. Like I wasn't hyped for it. And to be honest, I was excited for Maya and Hope. Like the bathroom scene was enough to win me over. Yes. I thought we were going to get some like love triangle tease, angst tease. It was just like the first 4 episodes, and then afterwards it was just like Landon was fully devoted to Josie. And I was just like, yeah, understandable because it's your girlfriend, but like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all because Josie was like, her jealousy was off the roof, and Landon just didn't care. Like she makes my nose bleed.
Her jealousy does make sense. It makes me wonder what she was like with Penelope in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because like if she set Penelope's hair on fire in the first episode because she was talking to other girls and they were broken up, what the hell did she do when they were together?
And like so. It's like Landon just was like, okay, I understand you broke Ethan's arm. Like he was just like her but journal. Like after what she'll do with dark magic, she'll come back to him and be like, I did this and I did that. And he's just like, it's fine. I'm just like,
the relationship was just bad for both of them.
It was just bad. They were like, they weren't comfortable with each other, which is actually,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to insert this in. I'm sorry, Robyn. How in the hell do they date for almost 2 months, but are still awkward around each other? They started dating in July. School is in September, which means they had about a month and a half to get comfortable with each other. And you mean to tell me y'all don't know each other?
That was to you.
Technically, they weren't dating in July. Technically, they weren't dating until the start of school.
Kind of the end. They started dating after the school started.
Okay, so that means they had weeks to build. They get to know each other before they started dating.
They technically only were dating for like a month.
Yeah, which means they should. So why the hell did Josie not tell him like I'm allergic to this? Why was they still so awkward?
Because it wasn't supposed to be.
Like,
why was Josie
not
so
right.
adamant about sleeping with him?
That was weird.
Because he's Landon Kirby.
Period.
No,
period.
I feel like
mean-
I feel like she feels like the only way that she could hold on to him because she noticed him slipping away or being more involved with Hope or whatever was because she has this like skewed sense of sex maybe, and it's just like if I sleep with him then he's mine.
Nah, if
Kinda
it
like
was
how
that, that
Lizzie-
was so bad.
Kind of like how
so
Lizzie
bad.
assumed Roth was hers after they slept together.
Did so bad, just bad.
Like I feel like with her,
It didn't went with this process because that's just bad.
Like I feel like with Josie, it was like she was just trying to fill the void of Penelope. Landon, I don't know what his problem. I don't know what his desire was to do that. I don't know.
He was feeling empty. I think he's trying to fill the void.
Yeah,
Both of them were.
I don't think Landon wanted really like he obviously didn't want to. Like it showed that he was nervous about it because first off, he's never done it. He assumed Josie was his first girlfriend. He wanted he you know him. He was like, I just want things to be perfect. Like for him, he should have just said the timing isn't right. But I felt like he kind of felt pressure from Roth as well. Like
because Roth.
Yeah.
Roth.
And maybe a little bit of pressure from Josie, and then the whole like Dorian thing about it's a look. Well, Like, he said to Josie that he wasn't going to do anything or push anything that that she doesn't want to do. And if she hadn't brought it up, I don't think he would have brought it up. And I think that's the reason why Hope and Landon haven't done it either, is because she hasn't brought it up to him, because he's being respectful of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus Landon doesn't like to cause trouble because since his whole thing with the foster care system, he's always kind of like does what he told, kind of keeps his head down. And I think kind of
Yeah.
when Josie brought that up, I think it was kind of like to please her in a sense, because he didn't want to ruin that, because, you know, way he grew up, it was like, okay, if you don't do that, then you're gone. So I think it was kind of a fear, maybe.
Yeah.
Can be. Yeah. Landon's always so, I don't know. He needs to speak up more because.
Yeah, it's unpleasing me and my homegirls.
Yeah. He
I
should
don't know, that whole
took it
episode
out.
had me so stressed. I was just like,
I was
Don't even
vibing.
talk about it,
Anxiety
so
attacks.
Pam.
We didn't
Honestly.
ask you, Arlon.
No, I've been.
We didn't ask you what you was vibing with. Actually, I'm kind of mad because I actually got 2 plot holes, but we're just gonna continue on.
Arlon's always vibing with Jandon. He's a Jandon fan.
Yes.
Yeah. He muted himself.
He
Yeah.
muted himself. He's like, you guys are talking
Good.
hate about Jandon, let me mute
Good.
myself.
Like I come
Peace
to the
out.
Google Doc last night and I see
He's
Jandon
back.
in game. Anything you want to say, or Arlon? Anything you want to say?
What?
Why did you put Jandon
No
in
words.
game?
Defend yourself.
King Jandon.
Get out.
What?
We're looking for new podcast members. Cancel Arlon 2020. Okay.
Naj, if you want to do that one that we forgot, you can go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, first, this is what me and Robyn were talking about the most in previous episodes. It was like, why did Alaric leave Hope in episode 7 of season 2 after knowing her blood was drained?
Nah, this one kills me.
I just don't understand how, like, he knew she was drained, and then he was just like, everybody left the school, because this is the first time we actually know why they left. But
Where did they go though?
I don't know.
Probably to the Lockwood Mansion, where he sends everyone.
Yeah. Oh, like they left.
He
And
says
then-
to Hope that he's patrolling the school, and then Hope is shouting, and he doesn't hear her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did he go?
Did he put earplugs in his ears when he was patrolling? Like,
That fool can't be
didn't
that
see-
big.
She was
he
on
didn't take
grass.
Clark
Should have
running
been.
around looking for Hope in the school. Like, where was he?
Did a horrible job.
He didn't hear knives.
Like always.
He technically
was
should have
hiding
been
in-
in the schoolyard, yeah, and
Yo,
He
He's
was
such a
hiding in
trash.
his office having a drink. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, I was about to say he was,
Yeah.
he was getting
Yeah.
lit. He was getting lit because there's no way he didn't hear somebody help.
I mean, like,
I mean, she was
He re-
outside though. She was outside, and the house is pretty
he
big.
relies so much on Hope for everything. And
Yeah,
the
he
one
does.
time she has to rely on him,
Nothing.
he's gone.
He's vanished.
She didn't need
He said,
him,
"Fuck,
though.
I'm going for a dip."
Disappear
He
in
said, that's what
smoke.
he said.
Yeah.
No words. Alaric really be anywhere but saving the people he tell to come to his school, which is ironic because in season 1 he's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna look for these powerful supernaturals," and then he doesn't even take care of them. Oh my god, ridiculous! Like how Wade easily got took by Sebastian when Sebastian just like, "Let me get some blood real quick." Like where was Alaric? Ridiculous. Okay, and the last one I forgot was Hope finding Landon in the bar of episode 11, season 2. How did she randomly know they was there? She walked through that bit like she knew.
Look,
That's what I
she
mean.
is a witch. She did a locator spell.
I'll locate you.
She has a tracking device on Landon, I swear to God.
Honestly, she does.
Yeah.
She walked in there and
yeah.
was like, "I know you in there." Like she just keeps finding Landon. It's getting weird. Let me stop. It's getting weird.
Look at
An
it.
excellent way.
Soulmate stuff. That's what it is.
It's getting I mean, if you know
They're
me,
connected.
you know,
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. They're connected.
please,
That's
please,
exactly.
me and my homegirls. Maybe she'll find
that-
them. They'll find each
That
other.
also ties into the next one of mine is how did Hope get to Georgia so fast in the end of season 1?
None of that makes sense at all.
And with
Same
what
thing
car?
when Salem went from Kansas to Georgia in one night. That's not how distance
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. How did that happen?
Oh my God.
Television,
Okay.
guys.
It doesn't. She's a
TV.
regular person.
Yo, honestly though, no snapping because that
Then
went
don't
over
put
my
her in
head.
Kansas. Like,
Yeah, like listen.
like if she was like in maybe like South Carolina or something near Georgia, okay, believable. But Kansas, no.
Yeah.
Kansas. She teleported. It was teleportee. She must have went through a portal because everybody getting everywhere and not forgetting that there's time. to get there.
Well, that's the thing too, is like, and why Kansas? Like, you could have picked any other place. Like, you
I think
didn't
I
even
had
have
a
to
realization
say a
about
place.
that. I think that has to do with like the no place like home thing.
Oh, and
Wizard of Oz was
okay.
Kansas.
And Hope saying that to him beforehand with the bracelet. Oh my God, that makes so.
And then when he comes
Paige.
back in the car, it says that where are we going? And he says home. When they're going back to the Salvatore school.
I love your brain. That
You
I
know
didn't
what?
even.
You
I
know
did
what?
not even think about. Oh my gosh.
Wow. God. Okay.
Connected the dots.
For once,
dots-
I'm blown
the dots.
away. Usually, I'm the one doing it to other people.
Yo, no words. I'm kind of. Let me be quiet. Golly. That was a. Oh my God. Oh, have you been
What?
talking?
What do you say? Why are you calling me out? What did I do?
You just said something.
I said-
Breath. Okay, yeah.
I did not say anything.
All right. Let's go. Let's continue, Robyn. Sorry for the
Okay.
interruptions.
Okay, this is gonna go to 204 with the Oni. Lizzie could talk with the Oni because her mind was broken. Karuta could talk with the Oni because his mind was broken. No one else could talk with the Oni in them except for Landon, which obviously means his mind is broken in a sense, or like he can't fully be possessed because of something, I don't know. But why can the other two remember the Oni but Landon can't?
Yeah.
No words.
We put Malvern in there. Let me stop.
Like, and it ties into the fact that why the hell did the Oni care about touching Hope's cheek and stuff like that? Like, he could have just attacked her as soon as she came in.
Right, he was like,
why did he have to?
Up.
He had the knife.
He was
He
Anna
could have
Shipper.
stabbed her. He could have done anything, but instead he sat there. He was like, oh, why did you jump in the pit? Why? And then, oh, let me touch your cheek and softly caress your hair and then slam your head against the like. Why?
What was that with Malivore trying to get information of why she was in there in the first place? But I don't know. It don't make sense though. It don't make sense how he's asking her personal questions about like her and his relationship. Like, just get the sword and go. Like, why was he out here milking her out on? Because she really thought that was Landon. She was about to risk it all, man.
The thing is, too, if he needed information on Hope and Landon, he could have just asked Clark. Like, Clark, like, Clark was there when Hope and Landon were kissing and exchanging I love yous for the first time.
Right, he was there minding their business.
Maliver was a mud pit. They did it there. Obviously, he might have, he obviously can hear things or whatever because, he's sending out monsters and everything. So he would have known that, like, Hope was in love with Landon or at least there's some sort of connection between them. So
Yeah,
why
so
did
isn't that like a
Oni
feedback from
care
the monsters to him?
What's that?
Isn't there kind of like a feedback from the monsters back to him? Because like they have like they feel like an instinct. So I feel like that maybe there's a connection where like the monsters get their info kind of gets fed back to Malivore, maybe?
Yeah, so
Yes, I think they mentioned that.
Yeah, so why
With
is
the-
he
So
with
acting
the
when
condenser.
Landon,
Well,
so
when
when Landon
Lizzie-
was possessed by the Oni, and it was like kind of Malivore taking control, or
And that's why I'm thinking, or maybe it
what
was maybe Landon's deeper thoughts that because since he can't remember her yet, maybe I don't know, maybe his subconscious coming out. I don't know. I just know that I was like, why is they asking these questions? Just get the sword.
Well, we do know that, like, when Lizzie was talking as the Oni, or the Oni was talking through Lizzie, he was talking about, like, Malivore being strong and stuff like that. So obviously there is some sort of communication between the monster and Malivore. But, like, if Lizzie can remember that and she knows all of that, why can't Landon? Because, like, no one else could talk when the Oni was in them. So why could Landon? Like, that's the thing, is why could Landon?
Because he's
Like,
super
he had a whole
strong.
conversation. Listen, he might snap when he becomes full of Phoenix. He might snap. So maybe.
Well, if he was created to be a host, then obviously he would be easy to possess, right?
Yeah.
But, like, there obviously has to be some sort of pocket that's just his in his brain that something can't possess. Like, maybe it's the Phoenix part of him. You can't possess the Phoenix. So the human part of him was being possessed, but the Phoenix part wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, like, that never made sense
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Especially like asking information about like their personal relationship compared to like the sword stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever legacies. Whatever.
Okay. What happened to Roth's PTSD from being a wolf?
Vanished.
He was doing therapy. He probably doing
With who?
Emma wasn't there.
I know they have
It
some
was gone.
Yeah,
So
but he
what
said
was
he
doing?
was doing therapy.
Like
For like one
he-
episode, he was doing therapy, and then all of a sudden he was like fine.
Yeah. I wish they milked that along because he could. That means that he could have had like two good storylines, which was him like, and that could have had worked with him in the pack. Because once again, going with that, they completely said, "Oh, forget the pack."
Because
The
they
pack-
kind of did that with Haley, where she was a wolf, and they showed her PTSD afterwards. But like Roth's was just like, oh, one episode, okay, you're good.
Yeah, you're an alpha. It's like, nah, we're gonna have somebody else do it. The pack gone.
Yeah, like he's supposed to be an alpha. He should be looking to his wolves for,
Yeah, or you mean tell me that his like wolf mates
for
didn't like
support.
check up on him?
But I mean, my theory on that is he never wanted to be an alpha in the
Yeah.
first place. He only
Yeah.
took it to save
Just for
Landon. And then
Landon.
once Landon was, voted out or whatever, Roth was just like,
That could have been a good
Just
plot
didn't
line
care.
though of him like learning to be a leader.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
were.
like
Yeah.
that been like he,
Yeah.
when he kicked Jet ass, when he kicked Jet up, I had to stand. Like he walked away and just said the polls is open. That snapped. So why couldn't they give us more of that? Like when he walked away, that was a bad A moment. Like
Well, and now we know that Jed is going to be working as the alpha or taking over the pack or whatever because of the news that we got. So,
Yeah.
like, what happened to Roth? Does he step
That's-
down? Like, what? When
I
he
don't know.
died, did that strip him of his alpha status? Like, what happened?
what if he come back human though? Like
Oh, like he's not a wolf anymore.
yeah, like what if he comes back like how like the Necromancer came back?
Kind of like how, well, that's true. Kind of like how Tyler, when he passed through Bonnie, he came back as a untriggered wolf. An untriggered wolf. So he wasn't a hybrid anymore.
Methinks. We thinking, Okay.
All right. Well, how were Alaric and Emma able to send kids to the prison world without like a celestial event? Like in the Vampire Diaries is this whole big thing. They needed the blood, they needed the celestial event, they needed all of this. That was the whole reason why Bonnie was stuck in the prison world for years and years and years. Or I mean to her or whatever in all these different whatever time frames. And yet Emma and Alaric could just be like, pop, it's open, here you go. And the fact that Alaric would even send kids to that prison world and not have that ascendant like locked up tight and like this is his kid's murderous uncle, and yet I'm just gonna randomly send people to here.
He's evil.
Why
He's sick.
Why?
Sick. That enough should have him revoked of being the leader of the school again. Like, because they were sending people away, and then Emma with this, oh, I'm so bubbly. She's sending kids to their death, literally.
That seems
Like-
out of character for her.
Like that was it. It's out of
Yeah.
character. I would never
Yeah.
think like she cares about people. She's a freaking therapist to them, and she's like, "Oh, you're doing too much. Get him out of here, prison world." That doesn't make sense at all. And then she did it again. Then she comes back to do it again. Like she comes
Like,
back
no.
just and simulation, do it again. Memories, like she's gonna do it
Like they
again.
could have done other things. Like why you could have locked them up. You could have sent them to someone else or sent them somewhere else or like something. There's
And what's
so many things you could have done, but you sent them to a prison world.
and what's
where-
weird about
Like
it is that,
forever.
yes,
Yeah.
for eternity, basically. It's
And,
like
like-
with the simulation.
He's
Like-
the one that put that creepy traveler's blood fountain in the basement just in case, and yet he still sends these kids to a prison world that has a murderous uncle in it. Like,
Yeah.
Without even having a trial and like knowing the real reason. Like he had dealt with many vampires that they turned off their humanity, and like Jade as a teenager, she just turned off the switch and he didn't even notice. Like
Yeah. he grew up, or like he was there when Elena, Stefan, like all of them turned their humanities off, and he had no clue about Jade. He's known Jade since she was like came to that school, and yet he couldn't figure out the fact that she no longer had her humanity on.
Yeah, just like he didn't seem to care when he sent them kids into the simulation with Dark Josie, thinking that Dark Josie wouldn't overpower that simulation.
And they had one mistake. They made one mistake, and he automatically sent them to a prison world. Yet
It's such a
Josie killed
hypocrite.
Alyssa and all of these things, and yet he didn't. He just wanted to lock her in a box. Like, he just, what is with him with locking these people in boxes?
I'm about to lock him in a box. Like, golly, he need to get kicked out.
Wasn't the prison war like even worse than death? They created to put Kai there because he did horrible things. Why you send the kids? Just kill them if you don't want to bring them back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like free torture.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't understand.
It makes no sense. Like, the fact that he even has the Ascendant in the first place. Like, if I was Bonnie, I'd be like, no, I'm taking the Ascendant.
Yeah,
away
like
from
he
you,
got,
away
he
from-
got it. Like, he know what to do. He can't even save his kids. Get out of here.
Like no one was gonna find that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Hope be in his office just chilling. You didn't think that she was gonna stumble upon it maybe one day, like, what is this? Like, and they trusted Alyssa to help them when they know that like she was trouble. They trusted her to help with the Ascendant.
And they thought erasing her memories was, was gonna make her feel better and stuff. They were like,
Yeah.
oh, Emma, who's a
That was so out of
therapist,
character.
who
Emma,
went to
Goodbye.
school as a therapist, and her brightest idea was to erase the memories of someone rather than, I don't know, working through it.
yeah, like, aren't you a therapist?
Yeah.
What the? Okay. Yeah, I'm a therapist, but only when it comes to a certain degree. Like, I don't understand.
And how did Alisa knew that they were kids in the prison war?
Like,
They will literally do nothing as a
Yeah.
headmaster. So here's the thing about sending them away. Like, I think they did it only once for these three, and like, I don't know, maybe like he locked them and he waited for a celestial event to send them, just because it's impossible to send one
Yeah.
without a source of power or celestial event. I don't know,
Yeah.
like.
But how did he put Sebastian in there too?
Yeah, he put
Because
Sebastian in it
Lizzie
too,
had
so-
said there was a
Exactly.
celestial event coming up, not that there was already one.
Exactly. And it takes years for things like that to happen. So
And then he just randomly has Bonnie's blood in a little petri dish or whatever in his office. Like,
No, I think this one's easy. He's probably he has hope. So
yeah.
he has blood bags from everyone.
Yeah.
No words.
From Hope to Bonnie to everyone. Like,
What happened if there was a werewolf bite when Hope was forgotten? Like, how did they think werewolf bites are going to be cured?
They'd have
The
Klaus's.
Siphons, the twins, supposedly can
Klaus is dead.
heal it.
Yeah, but
why
probably
would they
got.
have Klaus's?
I mean, he was like really in the TVD universe, so.
Also, the twins can siphon the venom because
Yeah.
Kai did it to himself.
Because Kai did it to Liz, right?
Yeah.
To
He
himself,
siphoned
yes.
out the vampire
That makes
blood or
sense.
whatever.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. If Josie, as Dark Josie, could turn Jade's humanity off, why couldn't Bonnie do the same thing to, like, when Elena turned her humanity off or Stefan turned his humanity off or whatever? Bonnie was a more powerful witch than Josie is, and yet she, with the flip of her fingers, could turn Jade's humanity back on. Sorry, not off.
Like she was Dark
Exactly.
Josie.
Yeah, she has
Like
a lot
how-
of power.
I know, but
She's
how
all
can magic
religion.
flip that? Isn't that supposed to be like a
And
personal
why
thing?
she even does it? Isn't she dark? Why she's helping people in the prison world?
I mean, that's not
Yeah.
really helping her though. Like she did some bad
But, like,
things.
But Bonnie practiced the expression magic, which is way more powerful, which is like a black magic, and yet still couldn't do that. She lost her powers because of it. Because the witches, the ancestors or whatever, were pissed off at her for using this expression magic. She lost her magic. So, like, Josie could just take all of this magic and turn humanity back on, and, like, there's no consequences.
OP.
So here's the thing about Josie and the whole this magical thing. Like in TVD or TO, there was like always consequences with magic. Like everything you do, especially black magic, it always has consequences. And like Josie does everything in Legacies, and she just doesn't have any consequences for what she does. Like nothing.
Yeah.
And
Like even Hope has said there's consequences for magic or whatever. I'm sure at one point or another she said that. And yet, like Freya has said that numerous times to Hope in the originals, like, or even over the course of the originals, Davina, all of them have said that. And yet in Legacies, there's nothing.
It's like Josie can just do every damn magic power there is. They teased it one day, oh yeah, and like, oh yeah, well Lizzie got it. But she just no words, actually.
But then Josie does all of that stuff, blames other people, and never takes responsibility for it.
She really sat here and blamed Lizzie, like Lizzie put that damn dark magic in front of her and said, take it. I don't understand, like she's you, like, it's because of you. I'm like, Lizzie wasn't even here with you when you started doing dark magic. She was out here getting a man, like she's worrying about Sebastian. So who was
the whole thing too is like her being upset that Landon chose Hope. Hope and Landon were together before she jumped into the pit. They never broke up. When you remembered Hope, you should have been like, oh, wait, I need to back off because Landon and Hope need to figure this stuff out, not sit back here and whine and cry.
He thought that he was
Landon's gonna
damn. He thought that she was still. Wow. He thought Landon was still gonna pick her. Like she was like, I'm still gonna pick her.
That's supposed to be selfless? No, selfless would have been you saying to Landon, no, you know what? You need to figure this out with Hope. Don't worry about me. And letting that happen rather than, oh, who are you going to choose? Who are you going to pick?
She's more selfish than Lizzie.
And she also knew before he did.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then she was, and whine to Lizzie, like, just like, who's he going to choose? Isn't it obvious who he's going to choose? They weren't broken up. I have a lot of issues with Josie.
All right. Is that
that's obvious?
Robyn?
That's all of mine. We can go into Furs and anyone else who has any that they want to talk about.
Oh, let me just put this layer. You know.
All right, Furs, go ahead.
The whole mood.
Okay. So, in the first episode, when they go to what they do with Landon and Raphael foster parents and the priest, because they only Hope and Alaric came in the car. They take Raphael and Landon and they leave. They can't compel them.
Oh yeah. What? How?
Oh my God! How did we forget?
Oh.
Way to fly somebody out later.
Yeah. Hope. Oh my God.
He was still silent for eternity. Oh my God.
Yeah, why would they take a vamp with them?
They just silence you forever.
Honestly, they said eternity and beyond. My mouth.
Yes, silence you forever.
Honestly, like they really love this.
Hello? He probably called some vampire to help him.
They said no voice.
Some vampire on the way. Just go compel them.
Sebastian.
Because Clarky can't go in the house after, and they saw they are compelled. So
yeah.
But why not just take a vamp with you? Like they drove all the way down to Georgia. Right. Are you gonna fly somebody out again?
Like it's weird because like
I think he just trusts Hope. Yeah, a lot of people just trust Hope.
Maybe he just had Roman on standby. Like, dude, you have to go compel these people.
Oh God, no, Roman.
He's sending over all the country.
No words. Can he
be out?
Never come back?
He die.
Did
can he just die?
Can he just like if he come back, let Dark Landon take him, like get him took. Dark Landon come out like snap his neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let's hope this light don't fall.
Maybe Hope didn't spell memories, like I don't know, to make them forget.
Maybe, but it did seem like they were compelled more than anything. Like they literally could not say.
Yeah. Clark basically said that too.
Yeah. So he knew about the compulsion. So I don't know. I didn't even think about that though. So that's
I never did. I just like It's like they say Ralph.
All right. Hit us
Next
with the
one.
next one.
Also in the first episode, why they go to a gas station where they knew they put vervain in the drinks if they want to compel Landor later.
You know what?
It's like what?
You're coming with a good one. Because
No, because honestly, like, why do they?
why did they try if they knew he had pain?
It's like they're
Clowns,
complicating
you're
their
right.
job.
Clownties, I can't.
Like, why did they just get him a bottle of water or something?
Right?
They-
No
That's so
coffee.
fine.
Coffee,
Like,
tea.
why would you buy coffee for someone you don't know anything about? And like, oh my god, no words.
No words. Emptiness because bad food. I don't know what the fuck. Coffee. And then said, "Let me try to
Coffee.
compel you."
Yeah,
No one
Wow.
thought that out.
no.
They were like, we're not going to bring a vampire and we're going to get vervain with coffee. Cool. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like what?
They
Who's in the
supposedly
booth
do
made
that a
this?
lot. Like,
Who was in
I
the writing
can't.
booth and wrote this? Like,
Like, shouldn't they be used to this already? Like, they have enough people at that school where I'm like, yeah, this should be like old hat. They're like, we know how to do this. They're like, no, we're still winging it, man.
they're like, we're
exactly.
struggling with you, Landon. I don't know, it's something about you that we got vervain coffee for. I'm just like,
It's difficult to do it worse.
no words.
All right, let's keep going. Keep blowing us away.
Yeah, because that was a
Okay,
Spill
with
tea.
why the school allow the wolves to kick Raphael when he didn't tell them their secret? Like they do it to all the wolves. Like,
ooh.
every time a new wolf comes, if they don't tell the secret, they start hitting him or what? What Alaric is doing.
I don't. No words. We're
I
gonna.
mean, you would think he'd send the ones who murder to the prison world, but I mean,
Clearly not, but you know, he says he pretends to not see it. Clearly, trash behavior. Am I surprised though? No, that's a lyric.
yeah.
It's just too much, honestly.
Why when Raphael's girlfriend is revived, they let her alone all the time, knowing that she can be controlled? Like she's running all over the school alone and they don't care.
Oh. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is sick. Mm.
Like,
There's just like no explanation for any of this.
There's
It's just
none.
like,
Yeah.
These ones are just you just have to accept it. Like it's nothing you can say at this point. Legacy, what you gonna say about this?
What's your answer?
No answer. We just forgot.
oops, moment.
wow.
In 1/8,
You come with the
how-
good ones.
Yeah.
in 1/8, how Triad found Sayla's home. When they did only a monster appear, she killed it, and
Yeah. How did they find? They must have been following the monster.
because they never found another monster.
I'm thinking maybe following the monster because didn't that kind of happen with the mummy situation? Because they were like there.
No, but with the mummy, there were like plagues and things.
That is preposterous.
Because of all the monsters that came to the school, they had no idea before.
Yeah. I mean, that comes up with the whole like they must have been watching the pit, the monsters coming out, and
yeah, which is what I just tried to rebuke. So actually, if they were there,
And how-
did they him then?
how did Sayla have a key?
Mm.
Well, here's the thing. She must have, when she came out of the pit, clearly she was in Triad.
But
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that she said that she appeared in a field, not in Triad, when she got expelled from Malibu.
No words.
And
yo.
also, when he expels the necromancer as a human, he throws it in Texas.
Oh, Jesus.
They made it seem like there was only one pit that could be open at a time, but like Can he just like
What?
chuck people out of random places? Like, where did Hope wind up when she came out of the pit? Like,
She must have
Right.
she
winded
went
up
in
Mystic
Georgia.
Falls. Yeah.
What in the?
It's like in season 1, he can throw the monster wherever he wants, but not in the keys.
Yeah, because in the second one, like when the necromancer killed Clark, that closed off that pit, and then the necromancer had to open up another pit. So how does that
Using
work?
Clark's body.
It doesn't.
But like, how even was Kai able to come through the prison world Malivore into the real world Malivore?
Like it's a swimming pool or something.
Like how did he just know the location? He was just like, oh, I definitely know the location.
But even how is that a portal into the prison world or out of the prison world?
That shouldn't be a way out. Like,
And there are a lot of prison worlds. How many portals are there?
Yeah.
And Malivore knows that there are prison worlds. He chooses where to throw people.
But it's the same thing I said before. If they made the prison world as a replica of Mystic Falls or of the world, if they make it as a replica, they only make it with what they know, right? And if they didn't know Malivore existed, why was Malivore in the prison world to begin with?
Okay, yeah.
No, but I think the prison world, they copy everything because they also copied the cure before they knew that it existed.
Oh, right. Yeah, they did.
The thing is, though, it still shouldn't be a portal, though. Like, if you go into Malivore, you don't pop out somewhere else unless Malivore, like,
just
kicks you out.
Yeah.
He just had one marinating in the prison world. Like, he was just sitting there vibing.
They are at least 3 prison worlds.
I don't even get how the necromancer is pulling people out. I'm like, how are you doing that? And it's like random.
Yeah, and or is Malivore sending them out, and yet the necromancer is just like
commandeering them?
Obviously, Malivore didn't open up the portal, so he would have known someone else opened up the portal because it was Clark's body that they opened up. I mean, how, first of all, like, how did he even know to do that? And then all of a sudden now these monsters are popping up and the necromancer is just automatically controlling them?
Yeah, because they're not following Malivore's orders, because Malivore's orders usually get Landon, bring him back to the pit. Meanwhile, like, the Sphinx wanted Landon away.
Yeah. And the Querine was trying to get the Misa Mazorium. Yeah, the sand clock. And Cupid wanted the freaking golden arrow. The necromancer didn't even want the golden arrow. He had no clue about the golden arrow.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused why he's here.
Yeah, he didn't want the golden arrow. It wasn't like, oh, you go get the golden arrow for me and everything will be fine. It was like he made a deal. So the golden arrow wasn't important to the necromancer until afterwards.
Yeah, he just stole a bunch of stuff from the armory or whatever.
Hoping something would give him enough magic in order to, I don't know, raise Malivore or something. And yet the golden arrow just happened to be there.
How did Hope not lock that up better? Like, come on.
How did they not know it was there? If they knew this prophecy, they knew the golden arrow was there, why would they not, I don't know, like, lock it up better?
But wasn't that after Dorian got hit with it? So they already knew about it.
Yeah. So
it's like, why Hope didn't lock the golden arrow?
I'm like, I'm surprised she didn't melt that thing down. Like
yeah, that's true.
Why did they keep it? Like, and then like, how did Ralph easily get it?
It was so easy for Ralph to get it.
Can't believe that Hope didn't do
like
anything with it.
In the prison world, when Alark went into that like secret underground, armory to grab that sword.
What is that sword?
I'm pretty sure it's Excalibur. I think it's Excalibur.
Arthurian legends.
Yeah, I do think, and I thought that right when he grabbed that too, and they brought it into the real world. So I think that the next monster is going to be something to do with that sword. But or something like that. And there was that tweet about someone auditioning for the Lady of the Lake. So I really do think that there
Arlon would be
like
nice
a Lady
too.
in the Lake.
Oh.
And there was a picture in 216 of a lady knighting a man with a sword. So like I think that's kind of like a little clue. But anyways, why didn't they put the arrow in that armory that's locked? How did Raph get into it? Where was he hiding the arrow?
Right, wasn't his pants, his sleeve shirt? Like he just pulled that joint out of like
His pants?
This was Animal Crossing. Like he just pulled it out of anywhere. I'm just like, he was just stiff as hell, and somehow he just said, "Let me get my knife," and just brought it. So
Let me get my knife.
let me get my knife. Sam, come on, slide it in. Sam, please.
Let me make sure I still got my gun in here.
Love it.
Oh god.
Love this shit.
It's retractable.
Honestly, like it must be like a flip phone where you can like flip it open because he put it out of nowhere. Matter of fact, I'm gonna rewatch the scene on my own time and see where he got it from, because we didn't see it. He must have had it like under, like right. He must have had it hold it like this or something. I don't know. I just know he pulled it up like he had the whole time. So no words.
All right, next.
Okay, in 1-8, how Hope, Alaric, and Landon stay light in the entrance of Triad for hours after the mine explodes. Sayla gets inside and no one see them, and they also have the car parked at the gate.
Yeah, they're just
No
laying
one
there
noticed.
unconscious for the whole night.
I wind up captured or something. Did Taylor just murder everybody for like?
They just watched. They were just like, yeah, we see them getting blown up. A big old explosion by our gate, by our building. We don't care.
And why Hope stays unconscious the same time as Landon and Alaric?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And how did they get blown back further than Hope did? Hope was behind Landon when he was running. Like, wouldn't Landon be more hurt?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
You know,
And,
I feel like
also in 116, when the horseman get into Triad with Landon, where are all that mines?
Oh, yeah.
The only thing I can think of is that maybe the Headless Horseman just kills everybody in there before we see it.
honestly, might as well,
He
because
just goes in through the
He don't
front
care.
gate with his horse.
his
Seeing-eye
horse was trolloping on him. That had to be the only way. Because I don't understand how everybody just being blonde-eyed when it comes to these monsters.
I feel like 3 people work at Triad at like one point.
Honestly, it's just like 2 people: the gate and the computer lab. Because
Exactly. Everyone gets there when they want.
right, they had a
Yeah.
whole army ready for the Cybertron school, but they not in action when these monsters be flying through the pits. No words. They had all the gear. They got all this gear. They got vervain, swords, guns, bullets. But when these monsters come out the pit, I pretend I cannot see it. Like, what? Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Yeah, yeah.
No words. What's the next one, you know?
Okay. How Clark found about Landor foster home in 1-9 after only knowing about Sayla. Because the only connection is that she gave away Landon in a church, so how?
Yeah, he didn't have her name. There was no connection to them, so how did he know?
he's a freaking stalker.
I feel like Clark is the source of a lot of loopholes. He just like does stuff
Because
and
he's
it doesn't
there.
make any sense.
He just dared. Like, how did they even stumble upon him in that street just randomly? He just go home, Clark, please. Go home. I'm gonna get you out of there. Come on.
Yeah, because there wasn't even anything about Landon at Sayla's house. So even if they searched Sayla's house, how would he know about Landon?
Exactly.
Mhm.
So like he talked to Malivore about
But like they wouldn't
Landon
follow
or
Landon because
something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe like hospital birth records or something. I don't know. Some.
Oh, because
Like
Clark
some
knew
kid.
Sayla was pregnant, so he would have maybe gone to the hospital where she. But how would he have known where she went to the hospital? Because all it was like that picture of her pregnant emerging from the pit, and then she just disappeared.
They did have a file on her, so maybe there's something more to that. I don't.
Like an old home address, and then
Yeah.
I don't know.
At least gave the whole name, so maybe that was enough. I don't know.
How someone gets pregnant out of the pit and nobody tries to stop her and like ask her what the heck were you doing in that pit.
Yeah.
Like
Or
monsters didn't come out before. Like it was only Sayla. And
What's
how?
weird though was, didn't she say she came out in like a field or something? But then how were there rumors that there was a pregnant woman who came out of Malivore?
Yeah.
And there was actual
There was
painting.
a draw, no? Yes.
There was a drawing, yeah, but who made the drawing?
I feel like Clark made the drawings.
At this point,
Because he also drew original Malivore, so it had to be him.
Clark bored? He taking art classes now? Dang.
Man,
He
it's a
just
pretty
there
good picture.
drawing him like Clark is the one. Let me find out Clark is all these plot holes that we talking about. He need to go home. Dang.
It just
The hobby.
we love the show, but picking it apart is fun too.
It's amazing. Honestly, the stuff that you miss when you watching.
You're not thinking about it. But
Yeah,
then
like
if you really do break it down, and you're just like, okay, how, why,
the dots ain't. It's not connected.
where? Like, oh yeah.
We shook it. Continue. Give us some more.
Okay, when Sayla explains that she was a soldier for Triad and all thing, she says that she figured out that she was forgetting the monsters. But shouldn't every soldier realize that they are forgetting what they are doing? Like, it doesn't make sense that anyone else realizes.
You probably have to keep track of it some way, because otherwise it's like, how do you even know what your company's about?
Like, what? They don't know what they are doing.
Like, we're Triad, what do you do? I don't know.
And you wouldn't be worried, yeah, exactly. And you wouldn't be worried about all these like holes in your memory.
I feel like everybody must just have diaries that they're like have to reread every day, and they're just like, okay.
At this point,
it's a lot of effort.
The purpose is just chase supernaturals, bring them to the headquarters, and just pull them into the pit. Nothing else. Like, what?
I hate to see it, y'all.
We assume that Clark remembers stuff that goes into the pit, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like he's the only one who can keep track.
If Triad wanted to control Malivore, because they didn't want him to, like, if they melted him into the puddle or whatever, right? And they wanted to control him, why did they keep throwing monsters in him?
Wasn't Triad's purpose just to eliminate all the supernaturals? Because weren't they trying to tweak it so that they could do against the other three species?
Yeah.
But then why they have no idea about hope or anything? Like, if you want to go against vampires, you will know about the Michaelsons.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the thing is, the other thing about, okay, speaking of hope, how did Malivore know, or like, how did the universe know to create hope because Landon was created? Like, how did that all come about? Was that created by witches? Like, did the witches know? Like, how does hope?
Haley and Klaus knew.
It's just like, how did that balance out? Like, the universe was just like, oh wait, we need a magical miracle baby. Let's make that happen.
I feel like you can't really examine the universe because it's just kind of a vague thing. There's like, oh, yeah, the universe. It's like, it's a thing. You're like, okay, we believe that.
Listen, they must have said, let's just make a tribrid because maybe something will happen. Because like nobody knows about Malivore. No one even like Landon was a human, basically a human baby. He didn't add anything, so I don't know
how. In the originals, the purpose of hope was to unite the factions. That's what they said. The universe created her to unite the factions. But in Legacy, she was created as actually a loophole to Landon.
Two birds, one stone.
Listen, summatory. Leave it at that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's written. It's written in script. It's written in script, y'all.
It makes me wonder how close they are, like, together, like, age-wise. Because clearly he would have had to have been...
He's a little some
Older.
months older. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was like what, like 6 or 7 months pregnant when she came out of the pit. So she probably wasn't created until Sayla came out of the pit and the universe realized that, you know, Landon was created or whatever.
Landon was here. Landon is here on Earth.
Yes.
So I'm expecting that, you know, that maybe his birthday is in like fall. So around this time. Love to see it.
But like, if we go back to the writers for a second, they originally wanted Landon to be human. They were going to make him human when they first started Legacies. Like, he was supposedly human in the originals. And then they decided, they switched it up and made him the loophole to Hope, like literally the opposite of her fate. So like, they purposely wrote him as her fate or her destiny.
I just said.
I don't know.
There's a connection.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Why Hope doesn't stop Clark when he's throwing the artifact in 116? Like, it's easier than the first time.
Because we need the storyline.
But I hate that this.
Just
That
to
is-
make the finale exciting.
I mean, she was weak after kissing Landon. I can relate, but
So my sister
Right.
killed.
That's
Girl.
Why did she shouldn't have just left the knife there. She should have taken the knife with her. Okay, but
she
that
was
whole
worried
thing-
about other things.
But
I think we
okay,
all thought
yes.
Clark was dead, so...
But the thing is well, no, Clark wasn't there because Landon had left him behind.
Oh yeah, he just showed up.
But okay, why didn't Hope just put up a barrier spell around the pit rather than jumping in it?
Nah, that's a lot for her to think about. Like, she was trying to save Landon and stop people in the school. For her to remember to put a whole barrier in the building,
like,
it's a lot.
If Maliver was supposed to rise up and Landon was there, why don't you just take Landon away from there? Maliver can't possess him if he doesn't have
She
to.
wanted to say, I love you.
She could have still done that and left. And
Like, she's doing a lot.
I think everybody was just panicking.
Well, I mean,
Like, do it now!
She was setting her priorities, okay?
it would make more sense if Maliver rose into another body and they could just defeat him that way. Like, if he doesn't have Landon, he can't possess him. So there's just so many other options than her jumping into the pit.
And it's so funny because if you do everything we are saying, we wouldn't have any show to watch.
True, yeah. But okay, we kind of got away on that one a little bit.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about Malibu.
Take your shot, guys. Take your shot. Okay, keep going.
Okay. How they burn everything from Hope's so quickly. in
That's what
116.
Clark
I'm
is a
Like,
wondering.
mess.
it's impossible.
yes.
Like, he found Landon's journal. He got all of the things. They took all of her belongings out of her room, which would have taken I don't know, at least a day because of like everything in there. Where did they store it? Did they burn all that too? In a
Probably.
matter of seconds, he managed
I
to
think-
round up all of
I
that
think the
stuff.
only thing he was burning in the finale was her files.
Yeah.
He probably got the
Yeah.
room after. Yeah.
And Landon's journal was just like laying around.
In his room,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Just invaded all their privacy. They were like, okay.
Yeah, because Alaric is just like that. Let me.
They have a privacy.
Burn everything.
He somehow finessed all these folder packs, book bag editions, all this stuff that made a campfire. Didn't no
In
words.
2 seconds.
Like 2 seconds.
Why
You
would
see,
he burn it? Like, just.
He could
I
have
don't know.
buried it or something. Like, why
Yeah.
burn it? She probably don't got no pictures of her
Reddit.
family now because
I was so mad.
I was heated.
There's
Like-
no reason for that.
That means that we lost our Landon painting she did. Like,
Yeah. Hoping.
But-
Oh, no words.
Nobody
But
thought
like
that
in
was weird.
201 Okay, what? Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, it's just like, it's like, who painted this painting of Landon? It's just like,
we
Yeah.
don't know.
Just randomly.
It's just right
there.
here. Yeah.
Josie.
He had a secret.
Arlon, get
my
out.
God.
Get out.
Armand,
Oh my
please.
God.
Can you touch your
Okay.
Oh
head?
my God.
Sorry,
But
I
in
got you.
201, in
When you
201,
open your mouth,
in
there's
201, Josie was just like, oh, we would have like stuff in an empty room and stuff like that, that would have showed that we had forgotten someone. Did you not have an empty room? Like, I'm pretty sure Alyssa didn't move into the room right away. So you
yeah.
had an empty room, you had stuff, you had all of these things, and yet, oh, there's no one that we're forgetting.
And what
They
happened
had a
with
whole room, and then they said, "Let's partner." Why? Yeah.
So
and
how
all
does
the other
Alyssa get the empty room?
Right. Like, what? Get her out
Yeah,
of here.
didn't she?
and they only burn Landon journal, like what Josie, Lizzie's, they would have mentioned Hope.
Right. Like, come on.
Yeah, in their diaries, because Lizzie had a diary.
Like everyone in the school.
Yeah. Okay, but why did Alyssa take Hope's room when Penelope's room was empty too?
Hope's bigger. Probably.
But they still have an empty room because Penelope's room she obviously didn't have a roommate because Josie was sleeping in there.
Yeah.
So, like, what happened with Penelope's room? Did it just disappear?
I feel like Alyssa blackmailed somebody for a better room.
Yeah. She got the better deal.
She threatened somebody. She had to at this point.
I mean, Hope's gonna get her room back now that Alyssa's leaving, but
Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah.
Alyssa going for a swim.
Bye.
Right.
And
Because
for what? She can't even have Landon.
I don't know.
why would you spit in my salad? Like, why would you say that? And then act like, oh, nobody heard that. Come on. She'll come back. Landon gonna be possessed. We hate it here.
We hate to see it.
No,
Questions.
we're gonna get a soft-handed scene. We're gonna get it, okay, guys? You have
No,
to
okay,
be
but
positive.
what if they fumble handed inks again? I can't.
I'm gonna
I can't,
kill them. No,
I
I'm
can't.
gonna
I
kill
can't
myself,
take this
but
appointment again. I can't. I'm telling you right now, we gonna march to Georgia and beat their ass. Okay.
Okay, but imagine what the podcast is gonna be after those episodes.
no,
Oh,
I'm
big
ass.
mess.
Chaos.
I apologize.
Oh yeah. And we're recording it after the episode's done. So like once we're done with our reactions, like me, Arlon, and Iz, once we're done our reactions on the side, we're already hyped. We're gonna run to the podcast. 5 minutes later, already.
On the podcast.
Yeah, it's gonna be a mess. I'm like, that's
Chaos.
the
Getting
results.
a breakdown weekly.
It's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be the handed
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Handle
the
breakdown
Handed
weekly.
breakdown.
Need to
Yes.
change
To
the
change
title.
the name.
Yeah.
Yes.
New
All right,
merch.
next one.
Why Sebastian is alive when they did the traveler's spell in the Vampire Diaries, he should have died
Oh yeah.
because he was inside the house.
Oh goodness, this is a mess. This is a mess. Yeah, it's not looking good.
That means that all the magic would have been drained from the house too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Crickets. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
crickets love.
Literally
Yeah.
crickets.
I don't know what to do for that. You got that. No results.
Wow.
So here's the thing, like Salvatore's lived in that house for like years and nobody even noticed that there was a
vampire.
desiccated vampire down there in those tunnels. Like
Mm.
Yeah, did they never go into the
5
tunnels?
freaking centuries, and like wasn't the boarding house like built after the first house that the Salvatores had, like
Did they
in
did they even know the
Say
tunnels
so.
were there?
Probably not.
Well, Alaric knew, like
Eric knew.
But like, did they ever show the tunnels in the Vampire Diaries? Like, I know they did under the Mystic Girl. There was tunnels, but
yeah.
were there ever tunnels from the Salvatore house to like somewhere else, to Wickery Bridge or wherever it was?
Mm.
In season 8 there was the thing about the armory and the Mystic Falls, like Alaric traveled underneath, but
Yeah.
there wasn't any mention of the boarding house. Like, I don't know.
Okay, I haven't watched the Vampire Diaries in a while, like the last seasons, but wasn't the original school in the armory?
I don't know.
Wait, what?
The armory.
The armory.
There, I'm like,
I don't know. I'm gonna have to rewatch. Anyways, let's just keep going.
Okay.
Where did Simulandon went after the Phoenix doesn't want him? Because he went running and spent a lot of time until he gets to Hope.
I think he was looking for Hope, probably.
Probably.
But then he would
was
go
in
back to the
bed.
room. Yeah, makes sense.
Mm.
That makes sense.
Yeah, where did he go?
Because Alaric knew that the Phoenix didn't want it Simulandon when she was talking to Hope.
Yeah.
I went to go make a sandwich.
Must
Yeah,
be.
yeah, he was gonna eat. He's a baby. He was a baby.
Everybody.
He was
I mean, his
taken.
whole purpose was to go back to Hope, so you would think that he would have gone to Hope instantly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
fast. Like,
The only thing I can think about is that he went for finding Landon to convince him for choosing
he was
Hope.
really fast.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah. And because
Could have gone.
he was outside and he probably listened to Hope screaming.
Somebody help.
So he was looking for Landon.
You know what? That's
Sure.
canon now. Thank you for.
Yeah. We're putting that in that beast, period. That's what we deserve.
We miss so much off screen. That's so sad.
I know, because there's been like conversations between Hope and Landon about like astral projection and stuff that we never got any of
Yeah.
it. Even the whole like co-heroes conversation,
Thank
we never got.
yeah. That's
We
a
were
mess.
robbed.
Yeah.
We
We were robbed.
robbed every time.
Every time.
It's ridiculous.
And the salsa scene.
Don't even start it.
Ah!
Can you imagine?
The cuteness.
I
First
would
of all,
die.
why was we robbed with the dance?
We were robbed with that whole trading scene.
It wasn't even robbery. This joint was a cradle rob. They done took us and ran. Why was Roman the one to dance with her? She should have just said, "I'm not dancing."
Damn Roman. Yeah, damn Roman. Like no words.
We had to sit here and listen to him dance with her like drafts.
I hate his ass so much.
Drafts. Whoever was in the booth like that said that just went drafts. Control Alt Delete the script.
The whole purpose was to torture Hope.
Torture us too, because we was in there like,
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do with this
Make her
information?
Torture us.
cry over Klaus, and then
And that's
God.
it.
Multiple breakdowns.
Like,
Yeah,
like after
so
we
many
already would be-
tears.
no words. It was just saltiness.
And people say that Landon left. No, he didn't leave. He went to go get air and then he was kidnapped.
Right? I thought he left. He
Literally,
just got
exactly.
took. Like
He got
He would have
tasered?
come back.
Landon left, so he
He would have come back.
Scoop him up into a
It
car.
was just taking an air. And
Yeah,
then
he
he
was-
was
he was-
kidnapped.
Yeah, he was getting air. He wasn't running away from her. I mean, like, he just found out she lied. Of course he's going to need some time. He wasn't, like,
right.
bailing on her.
People are so they lack some brain cells when it comes to certain things. So if somebody lies to you for a couple weeks, maybe months,
Yeah.
first thing you're
About
gonna
your
do is go
mom.
dance with them?
Okay. He had the right action because he was obviously upset that Hope was lying to him about his mom.
Yeah.
But yet, when Hope found out that certain someone was lying, she was all just like, "Oh,
He was about to kill this man. And then, oh, Landon, please. No, let him walk out, get some air. And he got took, y'all. He got took. So these times that Landon just keep running away, actually, he got took.
You know what they
then
say?
Josie
When-
lied
you know what they
for
say, Robyn.
years."
Robyn. You
What?
know what they say.
But-
When the people you love the most lie to you, it hurts the most.
That's true. Yes, that is true. So, yeah,
Excellent.
okay, yeah, let's just leave it at that. Let's go on.
Exactly. I mean, I still mad at that too, but anyways.
I'm mad about a lot of things, so
Exactly.
You know, just gonna keep building up at this point.
This isn't a rant episode. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah. Sorry, excuse
Let's,
the rant.
let's keep getting your mind blown. So let's go.
How Landon knew about Penelope's pen when he used it in 2007.
Yes, I was wondering that too. Like, how did he know writing that journal entry that Josie was going to read it and Hope happened to be there? He was obviously writing it to both of them.
Yeah, exactly.
How did he know?
And how did Landon know and Lizzie didn't? Like in 2x7, I think it was, like when they had a talk and Josie said to Lizzie that like you should stop using the pens that Penelope gave you, but Landon knew that the pens were like spelled like.
But did Hope tell him? Like, did Hope tell him once upon a time? Like, I don't understand how he knew, and then how.
Or
he
Josie told him. Josie
Like,
told him, and that was why she went to New Orleans or whatever.
Well, if you remember, Landon was talking with Penelope, and the reason she knew that Hope was lying was because of the pens.
Maybe she told it herself. Yeah.
Oh, that's head canon. Penelope, Landon, Bessie goes, yes, ma'am. Let's go.
Robyn again.
Panna writes again. 15.
We're robbed.
God.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Next one.
Silence.
Why
they
keep?
For me, somebody was typing.
Why they keep Wade in the school if he couldn't do magic?
Right, and then it was a whole
like they throw Landon
a
at
whole
first.
riot for Landon. What?
Yes, exactly.
No, honestly, why was Wade there then? Why was Wade there then? Because Landon couldn't even be there for a day. They tried to like erase his memory. But Wade is just like, okay.
I think Wade could do magic. It's just he sucked at it.
Like, I don't know. Could Wade do anything? Like,
it's like Kim though. Like Kim
or did Wade just have like magic in him and they knew that he was something, but like didn't know? They just assumed he was a witch. Like, but if he had no parents, how is he even going to the school? Like, how did they even? They must have found him using that globe that Hope had done, that Lizzie had done in 110, but it was actually a spell that Hope had done.
Mm-hmm. Could be, but I just don't understand. Like, he was like technically didn't even
use glitter.
He's like a whole at this time.
Like age differently, so wouldn't his like lack of aging or like I don't know, just
maybe he's only half fairy. I don't know how that works.
I didn't know he was gonna get a fairy in this beast until the wings came, and I said, "You." Oh God.
Well, it's just like the whole thing, like when he was trying to say that he was a fairy with like the honey and the singing and stuff. I mean, I keep going back to the fact that he pukes glitter. Like
he glitter though.
Exactly. He never puked before.
I'm like, you never puked before? Like everything was good?
I know, and I asked him that, and I was just, and, you know, like I still don't like how did he not see that as being part of like him being a fairy, unless he didn't puke glitter until after he got his
Yeah,
wings.
I was about to say until like after he like went full fairy. Maybe
it's like how Landon didn't have magic in his blood until after he died and activated his phoenix powers.
Yeah, Landon really iconic. I'm sorry. Love to see it.
He's one of a kind.
He really.
I still think there's a reason why a fairy was introduced. Like I think Wade has a bigger story, especially since they wanted him to be in the first season. I think he has a bigger story than we all assume right now.
Well, maybe, but you know, all the storylines that we getting right now is not going to connect no dots for Wade for me until like I see the results.
No, I mean,
I have to say that the pirate and fairy thing could have been like a Peter Pan nod. But...
Right? They said if they just give me some Tinkerbell teas and Peter Pan, oh yeah, we're going to feast. But they done took Sebastian off, so I don't know what Pirate of the Caribbean we getting now, unless he's coming back. Maybe
he might be. I mean, who knows?
I mean,
they said that they want Thomas back, so
yeah,
they could work him out. You know, like coming back through the Malivore pit or something, and then
Thomas coming back. giving us excellent teas. Yes. Yes, ma'am. What's next on the agenda list?
How did Kai know that Dorian was human?
Kai.
And
Yeah,
why
so
he forgot? And him forgetting the verbane is just lame.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The necromancer probably told him.
Could be.
Yeah, because the necromancer was spying on the school.
Oh yeah, with the eye.
Damn
How
eye.
did no one see the eye? How?
How nobody see that shit? That dumb big
How
as
did
hell.
the vampires or
I
the wolves
thought-
not smell that eye?
I thought Jed saw it because he was like, it like he was looking at it, but he wasn't. I said,
Didn't Jet see it?
Well, he
I
did
swore
see
he
it.
did.
He did see it in 215, I think, because afterwards they were just like, oh, we're being watched or whatever. But they didn't see it beforehand. How
Yeah.
did they not smell it? Like, you would think that that's like decaying flesh. Like, that's got to smell disgusting.
MG was literally there
Yeah.
when the
Was it in the
first one
kitchen
came
and
out.
everything?
Like,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
in the kitchen.
it was vibing. The eyeball was vibing.
Oh my gosh.
It was also going to make a sandwich.
Listen, everybody.
Gonna make a sandwich.
Everybody. Sandwiches. God.
Sandwich stand 2020.
Period.
Okay, next.
How Dark Josic get them out of the prison wall with just siphoning the prison wall, and Kai never thought about it.
I mean, Kai had people because he would have had the others. Yeah, but he would have needed an anchor, right? So he could have forced one of the other ones to be an anchor. Like,
Diego.
he could have used their dead bodies when they were dead to be as an anchor when they were just laying.
But did he had the
touch them.
ascendant? He needs the
He had
ascendant too,
everything.
right? Oh
He had
god.
everything. And he didn't do shit.
He had the material right there. He said, material and leave. I want to sit here and have fun with fetuses. No words.
Oh
So,
god.
yeah, let's leave that in the drafts, shall we?
He had the blood.
He had everything.
He had the celestial event. And he had some creatures who he could siphon the magic from them. So,
And
how did
didn't
you
ju-
not think about it? Escape.
And they ended up siphoning the prison wall. Like,
Yeah,
why
exactly.
he never thought about it?
Kai,
He's
you
a freaking
fumbling.
mastermind.
He was there
fumbling.
like for a lot of years.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, none of that makes sense.
Kai was clown.
When they killed Raphael, how did Chad and the Necromancer got him running? At he's a wolf.
They was
He's
running
a
like
wolf.
But like he only can change during new moon, right? Because Hope is the one who can shift during all times.
But he still has
But
like
he's stronger and faster.
yeah,
Still
he's
has
so
the-
fast and everything.
And then
He has the other
Necromancer
stuff. He
is
just
This is a dumb
it's
behavior.
slow as fuck.
he
no
teleported.
teleportees.
Yeah, but he's a necromancer. He's not a witch.
Yeah.
Like he can't do that.
Yeah. The other thing I'm kind of wondering about that, not about the whole Wrath thing, but thinking about the necromancer. Why did the zombie decay, but Chad didn't? Like, you would think over time, since he was dead, he would kind of decay a little bit because his body is dead technically.
I have no idea.
No words.
Because with Joe, when you looked in the mirror, she was decayed.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is just unexplainable.
Yeah, and why did he have to carve the symbol of Malivore in the zombie's head? Like, if he could control him, why did he need that carved in his head?
The zombie thing was odd.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
if
he
he
could
could
bring
raise
people back,
anybody,
so
yeah, he could raise anybody. Why did he need to kill that guy
random jogger.
in the cemetery and then carve Malivor's mark in his head and then just have him like wander around?
And
Like, he
Ethan
could
was
raise
there.
anybody from the dead.
And Ethan was there. He was a
Yeah.
better target because he was close to Hope and like, I don't know. Silence.
Silence. Literally though.
I don't know.
Okay.
You don't even like, you don't realize how much is missing or how much is like, there's so many like dots not being connected.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm.
Okay, hit us with the next one.
Why did Dark Josie disappear when she comes back from the prison born in 2013?
When she came out of the prison world.
Yes, I don't see the point why she stops being.
To fool everyone, maybe, but still, like, she wouldn't have cared too much about like when Hope was like, "Oh, we gotta go save Landon," and run off. Josie would just be like, "Okay."
Maybe it took a lot of power, so maybe she had to build it back up, maybe? To get out of the prison world? I don't know. Pulling at straws.
Like, why did she feel she had to pretend to be Josie?
Yeah, like we didn't see the results. I think a lyric would have said something, like a lyric would have told.
Like, and the dark Josie in the prison world is so different from the dark
Exactly.
Josie in the real world.
She was saving everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like once we go from
Like, she
saving
was-
everyone to snapping necks.
The dark Josie in the prison world was just like, she was saving everyone. She was logical. She didn't really care. But like in the real world, she was just like, I don't know.
It's a different
It was
persona.
so different between the two.
Yeah,
it was a
it's
totally
different.
different persona.
Like I
Like,
feel like
it
the
was-
one in the prison world would have been better, but
Yes. Why couldn't they have just kept that persona throughout the whole couple of episodes?
Yeah, why the shift?
It was
yeah,
like Catherine.
it was like I'm just like,
Well, I mean, fan service, that's why. But
Yeah.
like the whole Dark Josie thing. Why was it Hope? Why was it Hope? It should have been Lizzie, who she has the most connection with because that's her twin sister. They literally feel each other's pain, and yet it was Hope that went into Josie's brain. It was Hope who was supposed to save Josie. Why?
Well,
Always
I
has
think
a
they needed to fake
sacrifice.
her death, right? So that was kind of why that happened.
Like she was
Yeah.
immortal or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I just think that I think if anyone was going to get through to Josie, it wouldn't have been Hope. It would have been Lizzie, because Lizzie is the one. She even said in the prison world she didn't want to hurt her sister. She didn't want to merge because she didn't want to kill her sister. She didn't want to hurt her sister. So why wasn't it Lizzie who was like, you know, I don't know. It just makes more sense that it should have been Lizzie.
I think in that moment, though, it was because they needed them to kind of try to do the merge, I guess, so it could knock her out so Hope could get in there. But since Lizzie was technically fake dead, couldn't happen at the same time. So, but it would have made more sense for it to be Lizzie.
yeah.
Like, I always thought it was going to be Lizzie who would save Josie from the darkness. Like, it just because of their bond. Like,
Makes
Hope and
sense.
Josie barely even talked in all of season 2, other than like 209 and, you know, maybe a little bit in 207 or whatever. Like, there just wasn't a whole lot of interaction between the two of them. So for Hope to be the one, of course Hope would want to save her because that's who Hope is, but like, and save the school, like from Josie from, you know, doing any damage to the school. But it just makes more sense for Lizzie to be the one to
Be her
reach
anchor. Yeah, to be her anchor and stuff.
Yeah, to be her anchor, exactly. To be like how Landon would be for Hope, Lizzie is for Josie.
Exactly. Their bond is literally the most important relationship on Legacies, and it just doesn't get development.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I just
all,
care about the ships.
all of season one,
Sometimes-
I mean, they sleep together, they have this bond, all of that. And then season 2, this bond was really fractured after like the first episode. And then like to not have Lizzie be the one to bring Dark Josie back, just
Exactly.
It would have been a nice
Doesn't
full
make
circle
sense.
moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Vit?
No, I was just gonna say that sometimes it doesn't seem like they are sisters because in
Yeah.
Vampire Diaries we always get the Salvatores fighting, but like we knew they have that strong bond.
Yeah.
The same thing with the Michaels, so it's kind of weird they don't do the same with the twins.
Well, and they did in season 1 though. We saw that bond in season
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
And then in season
Yeah.
2, we had a little bit in episode 4, we had a little tiny bit in episode 1, and a little bit in episode 6. But other than that, there was like nothing.
Nothing. Like Lizzie was never there when Josie was like, after aftermath, like crying, like Josie told Landon more about what she was doing than Lizzie. And Lizzie was hanging out more with MG and
And
stuff.
Hope.
And Hope than Josie. So Josie pretty much was out of the whole loop. Which is weird because like they are literally hip to hip season 1, introducing themselves together as a pair, and now it's like, oh, like since Hope is gone, we're technically drifting apart. Like we're technically not even that close. I'm just like,
But they were still sleeping together. Like in the episodes, they were still in the same bed together.
Yeah, like so I don't understand. It's like once Hope came back, we're just like adrift. Sebastian and then Hope and then the Lance situation are just like combo pieces.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Anyways, hopefully we'll get more of a bond in season 3 between them. So
At season 3, I'm keeping my expectations low, so when they do something top tier, I can actually be shocked.
like how we were with 211 or even 208.
Oh yeah, no, 208
Yeah.
most definitely. 208, I came in with 0 expectations, and they 2-piece comboed me. So I'm going to do that for season 3 and hope and manifest. So yeah.
All right, next.
Okay, this is not a plot hole, but I have to say it. Can they stop siphoning from Hope the twins for doing the same spell as her? Because they are just stealing her magic.
Yes,
Maybe
please.
using her
Please.
like a damn boost or something. Like, I'd be like, okay.
But it's not even effective because they're literally just stealing her magic.
They are doing the same spell. It doesn't bring anything.
Yeah.
Drafts. Should have been in the drafts.
Like if they were doing their own spell, they siphoned her and did their own spell, great. But if them holding hands and doing a spell together isn't amplifying the magic at all.
Exactly. They are just using the same or less.
Yeah. Wow.
No words. So, what's the next on the league?
Do you have more?
No, that's
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Does anyone else have anything?
I have a couple.
Okay.
I got some too. So
Okay. One of mine was, how did Clark know about Vardamus coming to the school? Like, why would you impersonate him? How did you know he was coming? Like,
Yeah.
for
Where did
real.
you find him? And you locked him up in a locker the whole time in the school?
for months.
And no one noticed?
No one hear him cry for help.
No one opened that locker?
exactly.
And how did he put him in the magic box if Clark doesn't have magic?
Oh God.
Oh my.
So many loopholes.
Well, he would have, but that ring, where did he get the ring?
Oh.
I feel like he snuck
a
back into
source
that
of loopholes.
triad, where they have all the artifacts and whatever. I feel like he just probably ransacked that place.
Yeah, and that ring, and it just happened to have magic in it that he could like transform the illusion spells. Basically, he was just doing illusion spells, but then yeah, he trapped Vardamus, the real Vardamus, in a locker, and then his mind in the box. Like, where did the box even come from? Was the box just like sitting in the school?
Maybe Vardamus had it himself, because didn't he create the box?
Oh right, he created
Oh,
the
yeah.
box.
Yeah.
So was he bringing it with him, and Clark just like?
Also,
Knew
I
how
checked
to
it.
work and just
and why he
pointed out
wasn't
to-
able to solve his own box?
And why didn't he what?
He created the box and he he got stuck there, but he didn't solve it in months.
Oh yeah.
Warner's was a freaking teacher for those kind of magic, and like he couldn't just, I don't know, he's a witch and he couldn't defend himself against Clark.
Also, Alaric and Caleb solved the mystery box in the maximum difficulty.
Immediately, yeah,
And Bardemus couldn't.
Yeah, how did they even know about the box if Artemis was taken over by Clark? Like, Clark wouldn't have told them how to use the box because he trapped Artemis in there. So how did Emma and Alaric know how to use the box?
Maybe Clark had it
for a
in.
while? I don't know.
I think that the... Sorry, go ahead, Leah.
Say. No, go.
I was going to say, I think that the box was introduced because they needed a way to explain the chambre de chasse type story. Because, I mean, I think that it's going to be talked about later. And so that was the way for them to, like, bring that in so people who never watched the originals and stuff know what it is. I mean, just to make a little bit more sense. Not that there's things that make sense, but you know.
No. Okay, so I also had one where, I mean, I'm not really sure if it's considered a plot hole, but where Landon was fighting Jed, and then there's a point where all of a sudden he flips Jed, and they both seem surprised by this.
Super yes. And then it got away.
Like, they never really explain any of that.
Yeah. No, they don't. But he does talk about super strength a lot in 206.
Yeah, maybe that's a hint too.
Yeah, I feel like they may be leading to something, but they've been showing it for a while, but not actually explaining.
It's
long gone.
But he kind of had super strength when he got his wings because he was flying with Dorian.
He carried Dorian like
like a king.
You're about to say Dorian.
Dorian.
I said Dorian, right? Did you say Darian?
I said Sailor Moon. Yeah, we're going through it.
Yeah, no, okay, so he's obviously going to get more power. So super strength, they keep focusing on the super strength, so that's got to happen at some point, right? Maybe he's just only strong.
Yeah, everything seems to be emotionally triggered.
Yeah, and he did say, like Arya did say in that scat interview, what is going to happen for him to trigger more powers? And I think it's Hope being like you know, sleeping or whatever, which is possibly going to trigger more powers.
He said something about strong emotions, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh well.
I don't know. I'm gonna watch that interview again, but I'm pretty sure it was like it's strong emotions and like what's going to happen. And even Brett had that interview about Landon focusing on his powers and having like a showdown with Dark Josie, but then Dark Josie was gone. So like, where's the correlation with that interview? Like I don't know. Anyways, Leah, do you want to say yours?
If you're comfortable, of course.
Nope, she doesn't.
Arlon.
But she's muted. I'm just saying. She's yeah, you should have just sat there and ate your food.
Ate my food? Okay, but when I said daring, you should have let me be. Why did you have to expose me? God.
I also had one where
children. Go ahead, Paige.
I also had one where it was like, okay, you know where Lizzie has to go and bring Landon back? Yeah. Okay, so when Sebastian like breaks his neck, she says that she puts Landon in the trunk, and I'm like, aren't you worried about your car catching on fire when he revives?
No, that's also savage. Like, why not put him in the back seat? Like,
yes, why the trunk?
The trunk. Like, she couldn't just lay his
body. How do they
down?
know when he's gonna wake up though? Like,
or put Sebastian in the trunk. Like,
they're driving. He's in the back seat or the trunk, and all of a sudden it like bursts into flames, and they're just like, "Oh shit! We gotta pull over."
Like, why the trunk though, man?
Why not put
why the trunk?
Why not the seat? Like, so when he was oven roasting in your trunk, I hope you love burnt leather or whatever is in the compartment of your trunk. Since you want to put my good son in there.
How did she get to him so fast? The freaking bus ride for Roth and Landon took what, like 2 days?
Again, time has no concept here.
Clearly not.
There's no time or place here.
Like us, exactly.
it's like that's how I think that Santa brought Landon to Hope, because that is the only way that explains how he got there so fast.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I did, and then like Hope just suddenly going outside around the time he's suddenly walking there. I'm just like,
well, because Santa's like, "Merry Christmas, Hope," and then all of a sudden Landon walks around the corner.
yeah,
Like that wasn't planned.
That's why I'm just gonna claim it as a Christmas miracle. You know, we got fed, even though I was shitting on that episode. Santa Claus is out here swearing up. I said,
He came through.
legacies? You serious? Hate to see it.
Okay, but if Santa was caught in Malivore, like in the Krampus's bag, who was in Malivore, who was Santa during all those years that he was in Malivore?
How long has he been in there?
Yeah.
Decades.
Somebody threw Santa into the pit. Like what?
Santa was taking a.
That means
Christmas is
Santa was
canceled.
forgotten, so there was no Santa.
So Santa was out here took.
And how did Clark know about the Krampus? Well, I guess because he's Malivore's son, so he wouldn't forget everything. But like, I don't know. Anyways, Leah, why don't you go ahead and tell your plot holes?
Okay. So I got a thing about Kai. Like, Kai didn't team up with anybody in TVD, and he was like just working solo. And like all of a sudden, he comes out of the prison world. He saw someone that he hasn't even heard of, and he just randomly team up with him. And how did he know about Lisa? Like, he didn't see people in his place to team up with him, and then like he just team up with these two people.
Yeah, like he comes
like
out of the Malivore pit, and then it's just like, oh yeah, sure, I'll team up with you. Like, why wouldn't he have just like bounced? He would have just been like, I'm free, see ya.
Exactly.
Yeah, he got what he wanted. I mean, the Gemini Coven was no more. He had his powers. He didn't need anything from, I mean, other than his revenge on Alark, but Alark was still in the freaking prison world. Why did he care?
Yeah, he ditched him.
Just causing
He could have
chaos.
just left. He could have been halfway around the world.
And he, like, technically he isn't a part of the Gemini Coven, so if the twins were about to merge and one of them like be the leader, it didn't have anything to do with Kai, but like, what did he came back for?
Exactly.
Yeah,
The lack of sense.
yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So the next one is about episode 6, where like the girls siphon the magic out of Joe, and like in the next scene we see that Dorian and Alaric are burying something. Like Joe was disappeared. There was no body, and like what they were burying, the zombies. Like
It must have been the zombies that when MG and that were looking for Josie. Yeah, because they wouldn't have been reburying Joe unless like they were filling up her grave again because she had to dig through it. But she wasn't
Maybe.
dirty when she came in her wedding dress.
Yeah,
The wedding dress-
I don't think it was her exactly. Maybe some astral projection, like.
But she could still touch things.
Yeah, because it's weird. She wasn't burying her wedding dress. When she shows up, she was in her wedding dress.
it was for hyping up. It was literally for hyping up.
Yeah, it was.
And the same episode, like, how did Lizzie not know anything about Joe? Like, there was literally a picture of him and of her and Alaric's wedding in his office, but like Josie knew and Lizzie like didn't care at all.
The only thing I could think of that is like, I guess maybe she felt like she'd be betraying Caroline, I guess, if But I'm like, it's still your
cheating
mom,
on
dude.
her. Yeah,
Like, it's not her fault she died, man. Like,
exactly. By your mom.
I was like, oh no.
Yeah. At first, he didn't even recognize her.
Another small one. It's like in 208, like when Lizzie and Sebastian, the car was broken. How did Sebastian know how to fix the car? Did he took mechanic classes?
He
or
ran
something?
real quick and stole a mechanic from somewhere. You know,
Yeah,
compelled
but
them.
he wasn't.
Yeah, because he didn't even know what cars were.
I mean, he's probably worked on a ship before, but I'm pretty sure a ship and a car are two very different beasts.
5 centuries. It's a long time. God.
Yeah. Yeah, that again makes no sense.
No explanation.
And this one's like more of a question. In 1x14, when Josie confronts Lizzie about knowing that Penelope is leaving the school, Lizzie mentions that she saw Penelope's parents talking to Larrick about her leaving the school. So like both of her parents were there, but like before or after, there was no mention of her dad. Like, does she have a dad, or it's just her mom?
Oh.
Like you said before that like her mom and dad like might be, I don't know, her dad might be dead, or like they're just not together anymore, but
We'll
why did
never
Lizzie
know.
mention parents?
Maybe
No one
Penelope
has
has two
parents
moms.
in the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all bad parents, honestly.
Oh,
I mean, like,
God.
what parents are going to keep? I mean, obviously, the kids are going to talk about like the monsters and stuff at the school. What parents would keep their kids there afterwards?
Their school is such a mess.
This is not normal.
They don't even
Like, kids
go
go
to
home for the summer.
Or maybe they like it because a lot of kids couldn't care less about them.
They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
True.
Literally.
They don't have to go to class.
Yeah, they don't go to class, they don't have teachers.
Right, they don't learn magic anymore. Just like they be there.
It's just a
Yeah.
building.
They're walking down the hallways. They suddenly always off campus. I'm just like, at this point, they just here. So
Just being there. And the final one is about the alternate universe where Hope was never born. They mentioned that Klaus has turned his humanity off, but in TVD, Rose explained that when an amount of time is passed for some vampires, they just learn to deal with it, and like they won't have that humanity switch to have it on and off. That's why like we had it for like Lexi or the originals, that like they didn't turn their humanity switch off and on. Like, but how did he turn it off in the alternate universe? He's like 1,000-year-old.
oh,
Exactly.
they be forgetting what they be talking about. Golly.
Are
I
any of
forget
the
a-
writers besides Julie and Brett the same from the originals and the Vampire Diaries?
I have no idea.
No idea.
I don't think so.
Huh. Did they watch the originals and the Vampire? I mean, I'm not.
I hope so.
I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not being mean to the writers. I love the show. It's just this episode has just made me realize how much
It's just not making sense.
Yeah, there's just the strings just aren't like,
It's not connected at all. And
yeah.
it's like small things that like could be like they could have fixed around, because honestly, to be honest, I might just have to understand. Let me stop. It doesn't make sense. Like, and I don't really pay attention. I don't really pay attention that much, but it started to become noticeable in season 2, like 2A. That's when I started to say, yeah, it's not making sense. So like the fact that season 1 had probably more of little things such as fucking Vervain, like little mistakes. No, yeah. Clark is making all these plot holes because he's there just to keep hinting that Landon is something different. Like, no. At this point, drafts is where you belong. These writers must have said, let's make some stuff new because
Yeah, but they just don't fit into
it just doesn't make sense. Like,
Vampire
especially
Diaries universe.
listen, I
For
know
the
it was
record, that way,
different.
there's a lot of stuff to remember.
Yeah. So I give them a pat on the back, but like the simplest one is Vervain. They're like, why did they take Landon to get some damn tea when they know Vervain? That's probably the dumbest thing I've heard. I've just heard this whole time. That's the dumbest thing I heard. Yeah, we're gonna write your memories all, but go ahead and get some Vervain tea. It's like drafts, it's whatever. Like season 3, we might just be back here with another part 2 at this point.
You hope not.
I hope not, but I know I'm gonna watch. Now I gotta watch things close. I gotta rewatch.
Well, it's not like you won't hear it from us at some point too.
Oh
because
yeah.
you know how I like to pick apart things.
I just be
You're not gonna
relaxing.
ghost.
I just be relaxing until like I started to realize due to this huge hiatus, I started to do some digging. So love that. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if the hiatus hadn't happened. Like, I mean, I don't even know if the podcast would have happened just because, like, we would have been waiting. We would have already had season 3 by now.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like the podcast was in the works though, because I was talking about it before, like it even like went down though.
Because yeah, we were talking about it before even the end of the season, before COVID hit, right?
Yeah, like you were like y'all was talking about it like way before. I just think that since the quarantine process started to happen, y'all just like made it fast, like started doing it now. I feel like it would have happened if season 3 started, probably later on than when we started. Probably would have started in the summer since we're getting ready or since we're getting like content. But we made it now due to having nothing. Nothing but fan fictions and edits, guys. They finally just started giving us content. Ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
Well, we haven't had content for like a week now. It's like we get 1 week of like nothing but content, and then we get nothing.
It's the
we
fact
need to
that
rant about it. That's what we need to do.
We rant about it, and then it came. And the fact that Arya was like one of the things that came from us ranting, bliss.
We need some Arya and Danielle BTS, please.
Honestly,
manifest.
Give me proof they are
Chemistry
alive.
rate. The chemistry rate. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh, we never get that one.
Yes.
I need it in my palm. B 8 hours.
8 hours.
It's a whole shift at work. Give me.
And the thing is, we are so dedicated that we would literally watch all 8 hours. Of that
Oh, for sure.
No,
Edit teams. I will edit every part. Be like, I don't know. I had time. 8 hours. I'll break that off into like make that a month worth of reaction. Stop it. Come on now. But they ain't gonna give it to us. There's gonna be something we ain't gonna see. We're gonna see that in 2055. They're like, here's a vintage footage of Legacies. I'm like, it's been 100 years.
I just think it's funny that like every time someone makes a tweet, not every time, but like say for instance, when I make a tweet about and I tag Legacies in it or I do the hashtag, and then it's like, are we complaining about the lack of content? And then literally like the next day we get content.
Right.
Also, money power.
They're like, we heard somebody say, we got you. And I'm just like, oh, well, now I look dumb. So let me delete that tweet real quick. Ignore it.
Yeah.
I be sitting there like, let me just delete that real quick so nobody can see it.
Anyone else have any more plot holes?
No, I think we did good.
I think we're good.
Almost
we're
3
going
hours
on,
with
like,
the plot
2
holes.
hours. We're I think this is going to be our longest episode yet. It might even beat the Hope episode,
Yeah.
which was pretty long.
For sure.
But if anyone who's listening has any other plot holes, message us, let us know, or tweet about it and tag us.
In the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments. We don't know what our next episode is going to be. I think we have to talk about that. I think
Maybe
we have an
Among Us.
idea, but
Maybe
we have to
Among
talk
Us.
about
Among Us.
maybe
Hey,
that
money.
or like our favorite scenes. or
Favorite
something
scenes,
like
yeah.
that.
Among Us.
Among Us.
but
Among Us.
Also, since we have
if we are
guests,
playing Among Us, we're gonna have more people on with us because we're hoping to get a group of 10 so that we can keep it
A group of 10
in-
for Among Us.
hand in.
oh God,
Among Us.
Among
But
Us.
anyways, thank you to our guests for joining us. We
Yes.
really
Yes,
appreciate
thank
thank
you,
you.
guys.
Y'all blew my mind.
And
Woo.
oh,
That
can
was
I
a lot
ask
of
them a
fun.
question? Since
Oh.
they are here, what do you
Okay.
guys are expecting for Handle on season 3?
Oh.
Mary
Shannon.
Landon, for sure.
Mary Landon.
No,
Everyone
no.
wants Mary Landon.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
we're
a
gonna get Malamore
God.
Landon.
Yeah.
Mary Landon for sure. The biggest one.
I'm pretty sure we are, because like even when we mentioned it to other people, it's just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're getting Madeline. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
They,
kind of
we,
obvious.
they don't even have expectations. They just like Mary Landon because they know we won't get anything.
I try to not have any expectations.
See?
Some-
Yeah, no expectations. Be surprised.
After the last 4 episodes, I'm just hopeless.
Oh yeah, no expectations.
No expectations. I'm not expecting anything. I want to be surprised.
Yeah.
So when I
I
see
We
when I
don't
get
want to be
disappointed,
disappointed.
so when I get disappointed, I'll be like, oh, didn't expect anything.
I have low expectations. Didn't see that coming.
Oh my god. Didn't expect that.
Yeah. I want flashbacks.
Oh my
Flashbacks
God,
from 2
yes.
years ago. The
Yeah.
first
God.
time they've seen each other, like,
Oh,
or
How they met.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need that.
it's gonna
Like
make
season
our
3.
edits. It's gonna make our edits sail. It's gonna make it sail.
Still hoping
But
to
I-
sneak that in, man.
But I don't think we will have some flashbacks because there's scenes Hope mentioned in season 5 of TO that like Haley was there during the time. So like if they couldn't bring Phoebe back, I don't think we can get a lot of flashbacks. But like some random dates maybe.
Yeah, maybe
Just
some like
them
random
having peace, please.
Like them at the grill.
Yeah, they could show how they
Yeah.
kind of like saw each other or knew each, because in Tio they knew each other. Like he knew her name, he knew her. She was from New Orleans.
Yeah, he knew it was
All of
He
that.
knew her.
Yeah, he
He
knew
knew her
her and
recipe.
she knew him. So she obviously went there more often than not because he like knew her milkshake order and stuff. So we could get flashbacks of that without having
Yeah.
Phoebe and Joseph
Yeah.
and that there.
There still looks like there's like a behind the scenes photo where like Arya looks like he's wearing the outfit for
He
like the Mystic
does.
Grill uniform.
I
Yeah.
really
does,
hope
yeah.
that.
I'm clowning
I
so
really hope
hard.
that. Yeah.
We need it.
Listen, if
Trying
we
not to have
if we get a flashback,
expectations.
The pancakes.
The pancakes.
Oh God. Yeah, the pancake.
A
Oh, yeah,
painting.
'cause-
I want them to have a painting war.
A
who
painting war,
making
yes.
pancakes? Like,
Yes.
But the pancakes. What if he like
Oh,
brings
God.
her pancakes in the grill and that's how they
Exactly.
meet?
Exactly.
What if he makes her
Robyn.
unicorn shaped pancakes?
Oh God.
bruh.
Yes.
The cuteness.
Yo.
The way I'm about
Yes.
to cry right now.
Yo.
The
Let's just
taste.
manifest at least one happy Handon moment before Malalandon happens.
I
Secret
And
need
if they-
something to hold on to because there is no way I'm gonna
If
survive
they-
Maryland. Then
If they
They're
make
not gonna
Hope,
give us closure.
if they make Hope move on and date someone else while Landon is possessed,
this would be the most out of character thing.
it would, because
They
she
will ever
didn't even
do.
date someone
Won't.
when she thought he was happy. Why would she date someone when
won't.
he's possessed?
Listen, when he possessed, it's finna give us angst, and we really gonna see the love snap.
But
and
having her
maturity.
like bond
About
with
the
someone
yearning.
else and fall in love with someone else just wouldn't make
No.
any sense.
Nah, I don't think she will.
We hate to see it.
Plus, I don't want to see anybody take advantage of like her sadness. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
what-
that's
what-
so mean.
Like you mean tell me she
Mal-
can't find comfort without they about to cuff. Like get out of here. Come on. Dang.
Yeah, like you would
Ridiculous.
think her moving on would make more sense in season 2 when she thought he was happy, because she knows he's happy, she's not worried about him, and yet he's possessed and all of a sudden like, oh, I'm in love with this person. It's a slow burn.
Out of nowhere.
No, it's not.
It's out of
Mm.
nowhere. It's
Yeah.
literally out of nowhere.
Anyways, I don't think it will happen. I told you everyone that Hope wasn't moving on during season 2, and she didn't.
Yeah, I don't think it just wouldn't make sense. Like it just
She
Zero
won't.
sense. It
Like
would
Hope-
destroy her character completely.
Yeah, exactly. It would destroy who she is totally. And if anyone thinks that it's otherwise, they just don't know who Hope is. Not really.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, even like Danielle, she loves Handon, even though she won't, you know, really say it because of like the whole ship thing. But like, even the whole singing thing, like her singing to Landon for the musical episode, she wouldn't have said it if it wasn't going to happen, because Danielle doesn't talk about ships. And for her to say something, especially about a ship, to me, just seems like it's going to happen, because like, again, if it wasn't going to happen, why would she even talk about it?
Plus, she pitched it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
pitched
she
it.
wanted. I think she wanted to make like a parallel between Hope singing to Landon and then to Hope, because she didn't even know about the musical episode during that. So she pitched the idea before the musical. So
And I think the writers listened to her because
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
in the originals we have the Comic-Cons that like one of the audience asked the main three characters like, how do you see your character's death? And like both Danielle and Joseph said that they wanted to be killed by each other, and like Phoebe wanted to have a death like having to sacrifice herself for others. And like in season 5 we got that.
Yeah.
Like Julie was like taking notes or something, and like she listened to what Kaylee wanted for season 2, and like the whole Kai and like
and
Dark
Arya
Josie,
wanted more
and I
scenes
think
with Dorian, which he got.
Yeah, he got.
But like,
or the monster
okay,
he wanted.
I think that they kind of knew about the musical episode though, because why would the reporter ask about it? Like, it was just so out of the blue about a musical episode. So I think that there was like talks about it, and then that was just a way to kind of get people hyped that there might possibly be a musical episode. Because Danielle talked about it kind of sort of in the Comic-Con last year before season 2, but she wouldn't say. She's like, I actually pitched an idea to the writers, but I'm not going to say what it was just in case it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But I
She
think it was
doesn't-
about the musical episode.
Oh wow.
And then the fact that
Oh,
she
God.
said it in that interview makes me think that it was going to happen, because like I said, months previous, she said she wasn't going to say what it was because she didn't want to get fans' hopes up or whatever. And then all of a sudden in this interview, she said, Hope, you know, the only way it makes sense for me is if Hope singing a love song to Landon.
Run it.
Hop it.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna manifest this. If you get a hand and do it, you guys won't see me on Twitter
Oh.
after.
But like
Because
we're
I'll
going
be
for a dip.
That
I'm not
Okay,
gonna
but-
shut up about
But we're
it
going to
on
go on the
Twitter.
podcast after that. And we're going to film something, and all of us are going to
Maybe.
be like, you're not going to hear any words coming from us. All you're going to hear is like screeching.
Bruh.
Chaos.
Hand and sing along.
But honestly though,
Uh-huh.
like we gonna feast. I'm
That
a
would-
feast. I'm a feast.
We're going to be like,
we're
let's play
probably
that
getting
again.
this episode like in February, right? 'Cause, like,
Ah!
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have to cry.
okay, so Riverdale starting January 20th. I thought for sure we were going to get beginning of January, but now we're possibly going to get it end of January. Like,
We
They
hate
better
it.
give me something good because
They better give me something. I'm gonna have to go back to my old roots and watch.
they
some
better
Riverdale.
not. They better not ruin my birthday for me.
Oh,
like, can we get
We'll have to
something?
see.
Can we get stills? Can we get the synopsis? Can we get a promo? Can we get something?
December.
please?
I mean, literally
December.
anything.
Something.
Yeah, it's gonna be in
Just a little
December.
one or two. December. I
It's like-
feel like it's gonna be a Christmas gift. The
A month
trailer.
before because we got the
if
season
we get
2
like a trailer in
a month
December,
before.
oh,
Yeah, we got that trailer for season 2 like a month before the premiere.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, they've got enough footage to film a trailer, don't they? I mean, they
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 already
have
have
2
like what,
episodes.
2 episodes in the bag?
Yeah.
They
yeah.
have.
I just think CW won't do it because now they are finished their schedule for this fall. Like they got Supernatural and Outpost, the new shows. So they're probably doing when they are done.
hate to see it.
Dead ass.
Get
Yes.
is B. Get is B.
Dead ass, B.
The
Get
fact
is.
that I watch Manifest and the actors from Manifest, they post every damn day. I wish Lexus was like it.
It's the way that
Riverdale
Legacy's
Yes,
fandom is
Riverdale
just dated.
posts all the time. Nancy Drew posts a lot. Like,
Yeah.
Vegas is just posting from other shows.
We hate
Yeah,
to see
like
it.
Legacy be like, go on CWC. I don't know what that is, B. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what CWC is. I'm gonna need you to CW promote your show. Thank you very much. Get out of here.
can you get your actors to promote your show, please? Like,
Golly, you giving me everybody but you.
something, a picture. I don't know, something.
The atmosphere.
We at least
maybe.
need it from
God.
one source.
Yeah.
They ain't pleasing me and my skillets. Honestly though, I'm tired. I give up. At this point, Legacy, hire me as your PR team on Instagram. I got you.
Their
I
PR
got
team is
Please
putting Melbourne.
hire Hand Weekly as your promotion.
Yes, hire me as your merch coordinator.
Got
you
it.
know?
We'll do
I
it.
got on Twitter. You got Nash from Instagram.
Listen, yes.
You got writers.
Let's
Yes,
write.
you got Robyn for the Water's Room.
You know,
Yeah, the writers.
everything. We got you.
Just
I can edit.
filling the plot
edit-
holes.
I can edit a damn poster for you. Like I got you. Just come on. Because that
You gotta
poster
do it for
Yeah.
free.
for free. And yeah, just ship us
Just
out.
start
the
doing
Let
it.
us see the
Just start
set.
doing it, Naj, and just tagging them. Be like, here you go. Hire me.
Honestly, because the season 2 poster, garbage.
Fire. Just
Trash.
fire.
Just smoke. I said,
We didn't even get the
We got-
season 2 promo pics until like pretty much season 2 was almost done. Like they had the whole CW shoot with those pictures, and we didn't get them until
we didn't get them until like this halfway through the
February
season.
or
That's
March.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
I feel like they're
Legacy's-
gonna reuse
Yeah.
them for this year.
Oh my
Oh
god.
God, no.
No,
I
because
hope not.
because you
No.
know they didn't take pictures. They didn't take promo pictures because Julie was like, "Oh, it might be a good idea" when she saw a hand and man at poster, which means we were most likely not going to get a poster. I said, so in season 2, you actually had Corona wasn't out, so you actually had the time to see them, and you gave us trash ass posters. Okay. Embarrassment. I'm tired. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. I'm tired. Only can do so much. How many months we got? 3 more months? 4 more months?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Three.
At this point, Netflix. I don't have no other shows to watch. Oh, and we got. Never mind. I got Dynasty. I guess
Good for you.
maybe if they don't disappoint me either. But next season coming into another next year. Oh my god. And we might be disappointed. Like we don't even know. Like we're waiting, and we might just get disappointed.
Rest.
Godly. Watch you be like, oh my god, guys, I'm so excited, and the premiere is literally garbage. It's dead sleep. We don't see nothing. Okay.
All the episode the Necromancer.
Oh my god, he needs to go.
Oh.
No more.
Well, that'll please one fan.
Oh no.
But yeah, so this episode is super long.
Yeah,
3 hours and counting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. So if you guys are still here listening to this, thank you for listening to
Yeah.
us all ramble for
Yeah,
3 hours.
Almost 4.
And
Thank you.
like I said, if you have any plot holes or whatever, you know, put it in the comments and let us know. And if you have any comments on any of the plot holes that we said, let us know about that too. But other than that, thanks for listening.
yes.
Thank you
And,
guys.
We'll see
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
next week.
Yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, social media is in the description as always. You know,
Thank you
And we
guys
will
for
also
coming.
put
make sure to
our-
vote.
Yeah,
The
thank you,
voting
guys.
is coming up.
Yeah,
Make
don't
sure-
forget to
Thank you
vote.
for having us.
You know,
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
put our
thanks for having
guests'
us.
social medias in the
Most
Descriptions,
description. You guys can
descriptions.
go follow them
Description
because
down
they're
below.
amazing.
yes, if you
Yes.
know, we love
They are
you.
like
Yeah.
handle warriors.
That's
As-
right.
as they should. You know, taste. All right.
All right.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.